Vic Porcelli Show.
Good morning, freedom fighters. Good morning, Ken Williams.
Good morning, Vic.
How are you, baby?
I'm great, man.
Big show
Getting
today.
better, let's put it that way.
Well, it's tough to get better, isn't it?
It is.
I mean, it's been a week. It was a week ago today.
Yeah, it's still there.
Charlie Kirk was assassinated, and I still have lots of anger because now the anger, my anger, and I got a lot of anger, is that he's dead. That part of the grief, the anger part of the grief, yeah. But then it's the reaction from people on the left, which have just made me so angry.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it continues. I think it's amazing that you still have a bunch of people in social media sphere that are still doing the same thing.
Yeah.
Still saying the same vile things.
Yep. And some of it makes zero sense. We'll talk about that in a couple of different aspects today. The Charlie Kirk story and the St. Louis County Council resolution story, which shocked the hell out of me.
Yeah.
So lots to do today, including fake news coming up in a bit. We're going to start off, though, with the Utah DA. He talked about the texts that went back and forth. Did you ever know about this Discord app? Did you know about that before this whole thing?
Yeah, I use it.
Oh, that's right. You're a gamer.
Yeah.
That's right. I forgot. I forgot that it was actually made for gamers. That was its original purpose.
That was its original purpose. But as you always say, let's put in the bad guy factor, because I can tell you that this is just my opinion, but I believe Al-Qaeda or any of these other groups, any terrorist group like the Democrats in the United States, I believe they use that app to gather information and to get together.
Absolutely agree. So we'll talk about that right off the bat after the Pledge of Allegiance. Fake news today will make you a little nauseous. Melanie Collette from CFAC from beautiful Cape May County Courthouse in New Jersey, South Jersey. Tim Jones will be by, and lots to do. Ken, who is going to do the Pledge of Allegiance for us today?
Yeah, Salvatore Giorgiani.
Oh, sounds Italian. Go ahead, Salvatore.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. So another news conference yesterday, press conference, whatever you call it. And the district attorney in Utah County district attorney, we have a lot to play from him, and then something to play from a guy at ABC News that you'll just not understand. I think that's the best way to put it. You just won't understand why he's saying what he's saying.
Yeah, what I would like to do when we play this information from the Utah DA, just think about what you're getting from this interaction between these two.
Right. So let's start with the Utah County District Attorney revealing that Charlie Kirk's killer, Tyler Robinson's mom, confirmed that he was getting more and more gay and trans rights oriented over the past year.
Robinson again, delete this exchange. Again, Robinson, my dad wants photos of the rifle. He says Grandpa wants to know who has what. The feds released a photo of the rifle, and it is very unique. He's calling me, RN, not answering. Robinson, since Trump got into office, my dad has been pretty diehard MAGA. Robinson, I'm going to turn myself in willingly. One of my neighbors here is a deputy for the sheriff. Again, you are all I worry about, love. That came from Robinson. Roommate, I'm much more worried about you. Robinson, don't talk to the media, please. Don't take any interviews or make any comments. If any police ask you questions, ask for a lawyer and stay silent.
So the beginning of that clip there, Ken, means that the father knew for a bit of a time that it was his son that did this, right? My grandfather wants his gun back. What was so concerning to Grandpa that he wanted the gun back if he didn't know what happened and what the kid did with it?
Well, I don't know if he knew that. I know the father probably knew that the gun was gone. I really don't think that says that he knew what he was doing. I really don't think the father knew. I think the father, once the father found out or even suspected, like the mother, that's when they contacted authorities.
Officially.
Officially,
What
yeah.
you're speaking is officially.
Right.
Okay. What I'm saying is his father saw this happen. My God, Charlie Kirk got assassinated. And grandpa's gun is missing. The father, a MAGA guy,
Okay.
he had to put 2 and 2 together somewhere,
Oh yeah.
or at least have a suspicion that his son was the shooter.
Can you imagine having that suspicion about your child? I mean, you talk about getting a chill in your life to put those things together while it's happening.
Exactly, Ken.
Oh my God.
I mean, he I'm sure he was having a hard time thinking, keeping his thoughts together when in the back of his mind, God, did my son kill Charlie Kirk? I mean, there's a lot of things that go on in your head while you're trying to think of something else, right?
Right. And you just can't fathom that, so therefore you dismiss it. I mean, it's almost like one of those things like this could not possibly happen. So let's put that aside for the moment. Okay, I got to find my gun.
But yet it's still there. It pops up.
It's there.
Right.
Yeah.
So what do you want to do, Ken? Do you want to read the
Well,
text, or you want to
I
hear
wanna
the
play
DA?
You hear the? I think the DA's. There's some other
Number
part.
2?
Yeah.
All right,
Number,
this is
number 3. Yeah.
number 3 we're going to?
Yeah.
Okay, so cut 3. Utah District Attorney revealing the alleged texts between Robinson and his furry gay little roommate.
Roommate, how long have you been planning this? Robinson, a bit over a week, I believe. Robinson again, I'm wishing I had circled back and grabbed it as soon as I got to my vehicle. I'm worried what my old man would do if I didn't bring back Grandpa's rifle. How the F will I explain losing it to my old man? Only thing I left was the rifle wrapped in a towel. Remember how I was engraving bullets? The F in messages are mostly a big meme. Judging from today, I'd say Grandpa's gun does just fine, IDK. I think that was a $2K scope.
So
He's almost bragging about the gun, in my opinion. And then the whole thing. Apparently, the roommate didn't know what the hell was going on, because he's asking him almost astonished. He's astonished about it.
So after the text exchange between Robinson and furry gay roommate, do you want to read these?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want to be Robinson or do you want to be Twigs?
I can be Twigs.
Okay. So Robinson starts with, I'm still okay, my love, but I'm stuck in Orem, Utah, for a little while longer yet. Shouldn't be long until I can come home, but I got to grab my rifle still. To be honest, I had hoped to keep this secret till I died of old age. I'm sorry to involve you.
You weren't the one who did it, right?
I am. I'm sorry.
I thought they caught the person.
No, they grabbed some crazy old dude, then interrogated someone in similar clothing. I had planned to grab my rifle from the drop point shortly after, but most of that side of town got locked down. It's quiet, almost enough to get out, but there's one vehicle lingering.
Why?
Why did I do it?
Yeah.
Yeah, enough of this hatred. Enough of his hatred. Some hate can't be negotiated out. If I'm able to grab my rifle unseen, I will have left no evidence. Going to attempt to retrieve it again. Hopefully, they have not moved on. I haven't seen anything about them finding it.
How long have you been planning this?
A bit over a week, I believe. I can get close to it, but there's a squad car parked right by it. I think they're already swept that spot, but I don't want to chance it. And in between, Twigs.
Well, yeah. So in between his plotting, Robinson said to he was like fawning over his lover. You are all I worry about, love.
Oh, yes, right.
And then Twig says, I'm much more worried about you. And then
all right. So one observation here, Ken.
Yeah.
Is this conversation happened after he shot Charlie Kirk, but before he got his gun and got away.
Yeah, he's thinking in his mind at that moment, this is what I get from it. He thought he was going to get away with it for sure. I mean, he was trying to retrieve his gun because of fingerprints and all that stuff. And he was upset because, well, I've got my dad's gun, my old man's gun, he says, and he wants to give it back to him. But mainly he thinks he's going to get away with this.
Yeah. And you're right, Ken. And another manifestation of that is that he thought he was going to get away with it, and he had so much time to text with furry gay lover boy before even making a getaway, because he clearly hadn't retrieved the gun yet.
Well,
but I have time to text with furry boy.
Yeah, I think that part of it, he was misinterpreting or misjudging how much time he actually had. I think because the gay cross-dresser guy, he's not. There's no such thing as transgender. Okay, the cross-dresser that he was living with, his lover, I believe, did not know what was going on, because you could just tell he was like surprised.
Oh, there's no doubt.
Yeah,
there's no doubt. But by the time this conversation with the texts were done, he knew.
Oh yeah. Oh, absolutely.
So,
and he was after they, I guess, contacted him, he was willing to work with police, but I don't know if I'm not sure. I don't think they released the information about whether or not he actually contacted the police beforehand.
That's something I think we'll find out.
And I think it's important too.
All right. So now we read you the text between Robinson and furry gay boy.
And we told you what we thought we got out of it.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, what did ABC News' Matt Gutman get out of it? That's 11, Ken.
Mm-hmm.
He gushed over these texts.
We have seen an alleged murder with such specific text messages about the alleged murder weapon, where it was hidden, how it was placed, what was on it, but also it was very touching in a way that I think many of us didn't expect. A very intimate portrait into this relationship between the suspect's roommate and the suspect himself, with him repeatedly calling his roommate, who is transitioning, calling him my love, and I want to protect you, my love. So it was this duality of someone who the attorney said not only jeopardized the life of Charlie Kirk and the crowd, but was doing it in front of children, which is one of the aggravating circumstances of this case. And on the other hand, he was, speaking so lovingly about his partner. So a very interesting and, as Pierre said, riveting press conference, David.
Have they released a statement about that, ABC News?
I think so. I think Gutman said, well, I was just trying to give the contrast between such a horrible act and a love situation. I don't get it. In fact, Vic, when I was getting these clips last night, those first clips that we played, I got them first.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, yeah, I want to see. I'm trying to figure out what's in these guys' heads.
Right.
And then this guy, I find this audio, and I'm like, oh, this is insane.
Somehow he made Robinson's relationship with a transitioning person,
a cross-dresser,
who is a furry, what they call a furry, people who dress up as animals and get off on that somehow, that all that goes away. Who cares about the love affair between these two freaks?
Right.
When finding out who shot Charlie Kirk was the number one priority in Utah that day.
Right. I don't understand how they could glean that information from that exchange between these two people, especially with what he did. I mean, this is the big part of it.
Yeah.
Charlie Kirk's dead. And this guy, this reporter, Matt Gutman, decides that that's the big part of it.
Right. Completely missing the point on purpose, I think.
Okay.
To distract us from that Charlie Kirk is dead. And here's a gay relationship we need to embrace.
And that's our next conversation about the media. See, we could go in through another segment about how the media is doing this and what right now the media is doing. They're playing a game, and they're trying to push a narrative away from the fact that this guy was a cross-dressing. He was what they would call, okay, in all of the other killings, all of the other mass shootings in recent memory, like eight or nine of them, have been what they called transgender people.
Right.
People who probably take puberty blockers or other drugs, pharmaceuticals that really kind of, they're saying, could make them a little bit deranged, right?
Yeah.
So all this stuff is happening, and the media is saying, no, let's go ahead and move to another place. How can you get something out of this, Matt? And he's like, well, we could do it this way.
Wow, Ken, you're right. The assignment desk.
Yeah.
said that to him.
Yeah, do something. Try and massage this a little bit to move it away from the actual fact and truth.
I don't understand. All right, we'll talk more about it later. Fall Festival in Warrenton, Missouri is happening this Saturday, noon till 9:30 at Main Street in Warrenton. Some great fun for the kids, great fun for the whole family, actually. You know, we bring up the kids. Yeah, what about, we want to have fun too.
Right.
Thank you, Ken. That was good. Cornhole tournament. There you go. There's one for the adults. A cornhole tournament, right? Long Game Village, Washers, Ping Pong, Yard Party, and the big featured performer is Joe D. Messina, who we talked to about a week ago or so.
And that's a free show.
When you were here, we talked to Joe D. Messina.
Right.
And remember what she said?
What'd she say?
The show is free.
Did she say that?
She actually did.
I'll be darned.
And you know what else is funny? It's
What?
on my sheet here, but you think I don't know how to read yet. So that's fine.
I'm sorry, Bear.
That's, you know what? It's fine. It's fine. Sally has a chicken feet problem.
Yeah,
You have a thunder stealing problem.
I do.
So you can go together to your, meetings and stuff. Her
Ken, Thunder Stealer.
her chicken feet anonymous meetings. You can go to your thunder stealer anonymous. Hi, I'm Ken.
I'm a thunder stealer.
Okay. So listen, fake news is also about the Charlie Kirk thing.
Okay.
CBS News, John Dickinson. God, I can't stand them.
Mhm.
That's next on 101.9 and 94.1 News Talk STL. Welcome home.
Watch us on our live stream using Rumble, Facebook, and Twitter. You're listening to the Vic Porcelli Show.
After I signed the PAC Act into law,
Crack-a-lackin', you are speaking my crack-a-lackin' language.
the PAC Act in
On News Talk STL. News Talk STL.
First thing in the morning and pretty much all day.
Live and local. 101.9 and 94.1 News Talk STL.
Attention off-road enthusiasts. Iron Bear Customs has the strongest bumpers on the planet. Plus, brush guards, lift kits, and custom cages for all vehicles. Visit ironbearcustoms.com and mention News Talk STL for 10% off. Iron Bear Customs, built tough for the toughest terrain.
Discover Patriot Powder Coating, your family on specialist in Pacific. From small jobs to big projects, we got you covered. Visit our showroom or call 636-551-0377. Mention News Talk STL for 10% off.
Storm damage got you stressed out? Don't worry. Call Mario and his team at Top Quality Exteriors. We're your local St. Louis neighbors. Mario and his team specialize in roofing, siding, and gutters. Whether you need a few shingles replaced or a complete exterior makeover, we bring quality work with real results at an affordable price. Plus, we'll work with your insurance company to get your claim approved and help you get your repairs done quickly. Call for a free estimate today, 314-618-8888. BBB accredited and ready to roll. 314-618-8888.
Looking for an underwater adventure or a scaly new friend? Dive into Tropical World Pets on Watson Road. For 32 years, this family-owned wonderland has been St. Louis's go-to destination for all things aquatic and reptilian. With over 7,000 square feet of aquariums, we're home to the area's largest selection of freshwater fish, including rare cichlids you won't find anywhere else. But that's not all. We've got tarantulas, snakes, and lizards galore. Tropical World Pets, 314-849-4020, or visit twpstl.com.
The Washington Guard presents the 4th annual Patriots Banquet, The Price of Freedom, honoring real American heroes. Join us October 11th at Parish Hall in Union, Missouri. Hear from featured speakers Doug Giles, founder of Warriors and Wild Men, and Marine Colonel Jack Jackson, Harrier jet fighter pilot. Master of Ceremonies Jamie Allman will host this inspiring evening. For tickets, visit thewashingtonguard.com. Use code NewsTalkSTL for $10 off.
Talk lines are open now at 314-912-1019.
Hi, this is Joe DeVito, and you're listening to the Vic Porcelli Show on News Talk STL. We've already had our 2-drink minimum. How about you?
Joe DeVito, Joe DiMessina, Cha, like we wouldn't
Hello.
notice. All right, so News Talk STL and the Hammond Center for Free Enterprise. Steve Forbes tomorrow night at Lindenwood University at the beautiful Scheidegger Center. And it's all with the help of the Young America's Foundation and West and Mid Rivers News Magazine. It is a free event, but just to make things nice and easy, you have to have a ticket. So go to newstalkstl.com and get that ticket there. And then we'll meet you at the Scheidegger Center, 7 p.m. tomorrow, part of the H.F. Langenberg Memorial Speaker Series with the one and only Steve Forbes. All right, Ken.
Yeah.
I believe it's time to find out who we're fighting. Who are we fighting, Ken?
We are fighting the fake news. It's fake.
Fake news.
Phony. Fake.
Fake news.
Sorry, stupid cup. That's our shortest intro of anything we do.
Right.
It's fake news. I got to take a smaller sip is what I got to do. So, and I'm going to look this up while it's playing, Ken. Our subject today on fake news, CBS News, I know you're shocked, and John Dickinson. And I believe that John Dickinson is the son of somebody famous. I think he's what they call Nepo baby. I'll find out while you're listening to it. But these were his comments 5 days after the assassination of Charlie Cook. Fake news.
Charlie Kirk.
What did I say?
Cook.
Oh, God, no. Is Charlie Cook okay?
No, Charlie Kirk.
I know, but is Charlie Cook okay?
Oh, he's okay, probably.
Just answer the questions. Here you go.
5 days after Charlie Kirk's murder, the shooter's motive remains elusive. No writings left behind, vague secondhand testimony. That uncertainty and the risk of drawing sweeping conclusions suggests the murder may share similarities with recent violence not driven by an obvious political ideology. The FBI recently recognized a new category, nihilistic violent extremism.
Okay, couple things. First of all, that you heard there
Yeah.
was Megyn Kelly because she played it and then called him, curse word names. Which I love. God, when Megyn Kelly cusses, man, I get all excited. So, a whole bunch of things there that we have to pick apart. So, can we do it again, Ken? Do you mind?
No, sure.
5 days after Charlie Kirk's murder, the shooter's motive remains elusive.
Stop.
No writings left behind.
The shooter's motive remains elusive. We just read his motive in the messages back and forth with Furry Boy, didn't we?
We sure did. I'd say rather in depth.
Okay, go ahead.
No writings left behind.
Stop.
Vague.
No writings left behind, except the etchings on the actual bullets that he put in the gun.
And that information was right out of the gate. I mean, they knew that immediately.
So why Ken, that's a great point. Why do they keep going back and saying things that just aren't true? What's the advantage to them?
Like we talked about earlier, I believe they're trying to change the narrative. And this is a heavy lift for this one.
Yeah.
But then the media is not going to give up.
Yeah.
They're going to keep trying to push that change.
Go ahead.
Secondhand testimony. That uncertainty and the risk of drawing sweeping conclusions suggests the murder may share similarities with recent violence not driven by an obvious political ideology. The FBI recently recognized.
Are they talking about, first of all, is he talking about the Summer of Love and, all that stuff, the billions of dollars lost, murders?
Of course he's not.
I mean, is he talking about any of the left activity that they've been doing for the last 4 or 5,
No, it's all
6,
us.
7 years?
It's all conservatives. It's all MAGA people. They're the worst. I finish that up and then we'll talk.
Yeah.
The FBI recently recognized a new category, nihilistic violent extremism.
Nihilistic violent extremism.
Yeah.
Does that only pertain to the right?
We're the only people who hate, I guess, but I'm pretty sure they all hate Trump. All right, let's close it out. That's all the time we have for fake news.
Oh, okay. Well, I got it.
And then we'll talk more.
Okay.
We are fighting the fake news. It's fake.
Fake news.
Phony. Fake.
Fake news.
Ken, I wish I could play you Megyn Kelly's response to him, but every other word is a cuss word. She loves to cuss on this here radio.
Right.
And it would take you an hour just to edit out all the cuss words. But she's one of the things she said is intertwined with all the cuss words is he left the messages right on the casings. Right on the casings. Catch, fascist, catch, whatever that one was.
Yeah, that was hey, fascist, catch. That's a phrase that the quote unquote, I say this in quotes, Antifa, anti-fascist, which they are fascists, which is crazy, but that's the phrase that they use.
And Bella Ciao, we talked about that. I'm not done taking it back, by the way.
No.
I don't want to let them have that. I don't want them to think that that's going to be their battle cry, because it's not, and I won't let it happen. But you know what we did let happen, Ken? We let them, and we weren't even on the air at the time, so we can't blame ourselves here on this one. But we let them use the word Antifa,
right,
as meaning anti-fascist, which is exactly what they are, which is Edstoid. Everything Democrats say, the opposite is true.
I'm watching this real time. If we can go back to 2020, because in Portland, Oregon, they actually took over a city.
Yeah.
That's fascism. When you control the people there, when you control the thought of an area, I mean, that's fascist.
Yeah.
So the Antifa took over a city and controlled it
In a fascist way.
Right.
Right. And they showed it this morning on today's show. There's a picture, and I can't remember if it was the Ferguson riots or the Minnesota riots. I think it was the Minnesota riots. But there's two guys, one guy closer to the camera. He's got his arm up. And then there's another guy standing on top of a car. And he's got his hand up like this. It is the biggest faked, phony photograph ever.
Yeah.
Because you know what that guy was trying to be on top of the car? He was trying to be Hamilton in the logo of Hamilton.
Oh.
Have you ever seen the?
Yeah.
It's exactly what he was trying to do, Ken. I'm Alexander Hamilton. I'm Lin-Manuel Miranda, and it's the biggest fake, phony photograph ever.
It's all AstroTurf on the left. Everything that they do is that. It's a creation. The whole Biden administration, the whole Biden presidency. Remember, they made a fake Oval Office.
Oh my God!
So they could move the cameras around better.
And Ken's talking literal. He's not talking.
No, I'm not. Yeah, this really is documented, and everything was produced and walkthroughs. Remember when Kamala Harris was walking down the trail in the woods, examining the North Carolina disaster? Okay, Western North Carolina. It's very much in people's mind, especially there right now. And she's walking through, and they said, "Well, why don't you go back and try it again, and then do it this way?" And she had to go back, and this is the off-camera that they showed, and it's all a production, Vic.
It's almost like they said, "All right, quiet on the set, and action."
It's exactly what it was. It's exactly what it was the whole time.
Unbelievable. All right, let's put this away for now. Now let's move on to Lisa Cook, who works at the Fed, and Donald Trump wanted to fire her. And Ken, you didn't get fired when I got fired from the River. When they said we're going to let you go, I wasn't allowed to say no, I'm not getting fired. But somehow, Lisa Cook, whose nickname around the Fed, they all give each other crazy little fun nicknames. And stuff.
Right.
Her nickname around the Fed is Consuela.
Oh, really?
Yes, it is. And we had a hidden microphone inside the Fed.
Okay.
When they tried to fire her, and here's how it went.
Consuela, I'm sorry, but this is not working out. We're asking you to go.
No, I stay. I clean.
You don't understand. You're fired.
No, I keep job.
Here's $40 if you leave right now.
No, I stay.
So I had no idea that it was that easy to keep your job.
Man, Vic, if you had that information, if you could go back, I could see you sitting in the office with everybody and saying, "Hey,
I stay." If I'd only
I'll take the money.
I'll take the $40. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. I stay. I clean. And now a lower court has helped her keep her job for now until this case goes higher up, probably to the Supreme Court.
Yeah.
And what are they going to say? The president can't fire anybody at the Fed?
No, that's part of the resist. That's the whole resisting. Slow things down.
Got it.
It's not Trump speed with these people. They want to try and slow it down. And they're only slowing it down because if you notice, Vic, every time a ruling comes out, 90% of the time, it's in favor of Donald Trump.
No, I stay.
No.
Hey, Nick Schroer is kicking off his campaign for re-election for state senator. And, Nick's one of our absolute favorite people in the world. And you're invited to be at Nick Schroer's state senate campaign kickoff tomorrow at 6 p.m. at Stone Ledge Distillery in Defiance, Missouri. Guest speakers, food, drinks, and music, and paid for by the friends of Nick Schroer, Josh Murphy, treasurer. So there you go. Crazy heavy metal senator, Nick Schroer.
Love it.
So, some of the things about the left and the Green New Deal, plastics is on the enemy list, right?
Yeah, that worries me.
Yeah. So we'll see what Melanie Collette from CFAC has to say about that. She's next on 101.9 and 94.1 News Talk STL, number one for live and local conservative talk.
Like and subscribe to us on Rumble. News Talk STL. Vic and Ken.
Here's $40 if you leave right now.
No, I stay.
The Vic Porcelli Show on 101.9 and 94.1 News Talk STL.
We couldn't even get rid of her.
No.
No, I stay. Okay, so I told you the story. It's the funniest story. Stan, I love Stan, especially when he comes in and he loves to talk conservative stuff, besides trees. And but he told a funny story to our boss. He said he was driving down the street on the way to see one of his jobs that's going on. And he passed by this guy who's on a ladder halfway up his tree, trying to cut down branches and limbs and looking like he was going to fall. So Stan got out of the car and said, "Hey, can I help you? Can I give you a hand? Can I hold the ladder for you? By the way, here's my card. I can do it for you. You can sit in the living room in the air conditioning," because that's the kind of guy he is. And Roots Plus is just a great system to save the trees. He always wants to save the trees. Ken, one more time on that word. I'm sorry. Proprietary. I got it. Never mind yourself there. Proprietary system for fixing trees and saving them. And if that doesn't work, then the money that you put towards fixing it will go towards removing it if that's the final plan. That's what the final plan was at my house. And if you just looked at that tree, you knew it was time. The doctor came out in scrubs and said, "We did all we could."
Yeah.
But this tree's got to go. So if you need Stan, call him at 314-440-3662 or get him at rootsplusllc.com. Rootsplusllc.com.
On the next
Larry Connors, USA.
Is Attorney General Pam Bondi going too far when she talks about going after hate speech?
Larry Connors, USA. Now, weeknights 6 until 8 on News Talk STL.
Rhino Shield is engineered to outlast paint, formulated to outsmart the elements. Rain or shine, sleet or snow, mold or mildew. Our home exterior coatings intelligently designed to stand up to Mother Nature. Call 877-25-RHINO or 877-25rhino.com.
Life's legal challenges deserve experienced representation. For over 15 years, Cole Combs Attorney at Law has been serving St. Charles and surrounding counties with comprehensive legal expertise. From tax preparation and estate planning to family law and criminal defense, Cole delivers personalized solutions for your unique situation. You have traffic tickets, need a business formation, real estate matters, one call will handle it all. Cole O. Combs Attorney at Law. Call 636-949-0010 extension 3 today or visit colecombs-law.com.
Summer is here, and that means it's time to gear up at Whistle Pig Outdoors on Main in Troy. Mike Ferguson here for my friends at Whistle Pig Outdoors, family owned and operated by hunters who know their stuff. Beat the heat with premium Costa sunglasses and American-made grizzly coolers that keep everything ice cold. Upgrade your bow at their full-service archery shop. Expert technician on staff for Hoyt and Bear bows. Call 636-775-1110 or visit Main Street in Troy. Whistle Pig Outdoors, your year-round outdoor headquarters.
Located in the heart of St. Charles, Kevin's Guns is your family-owned destination for all things firearms. Whether you're a collector, hunter, or military enthusiast, we have it or can get it for you. From new to used rifles and handguns in every style and caliber, our friendly and knowledgeable staff is here to help educate you and ensure you make the perfect choice for your needs. Buy, sell, or browse our incredible selection at kevinsguns.net or call 636-493-1195. Kevin's Guns, where gun enthusiasts come home.
Free speech is alive and well in America.
Thanks for taking my call.
Right here.
You know what's going on?
Have a great awakening.
You see through the smoke screen.
It's cool to be woke. News Talk STL. Until it's not. News, analysis, opinion. This hour, the Vic Porcelli Show, brought to you by Connor Roofing. You can count on Connor for all your roofing needs. Visit ConnorRoofing.com. That's CONNER Roofing.com. Talk lines are open now at 314-912-1019.
Hi, it's Tom Shalhoub. You're listening to the Vic Porcelli Show on 1019 and 94.1 News Talk STL.
So last night on Gutfeld, Tom Shalhoub was on. And remember when he was here, Ken, he did the Joe Biden for us really
It was
well.
awesome, yeah.
So what they did was they took the Cracker Barrel logo and then they put Joe's face in where the guy's face is in the logo.
Okay.
Yeah, Cracker Barrel. It doesn't even matter what he says. It's just funny.
No, it doesn't matter at all.
So Jamie Allman will be out again today for family reasons, and the great Chris Arps will be filling in today.
There you go.
Do you ever notice that Jamie always calls Chris Arps Christopher Arps?
Yes, he does.
Why does he do that?
I don't know.
Just for fun? Or?
Well, you know how you call me Kenny Williams?
Yes,
it just
I do.
it fits. For you, it fits, I guess. And for him, it probably just fits perfectly for him.
So do we have to call him Christopher Arps?
No, if it doesn't fit, don't acquit.
Thank you, Johnny Cochran. I wonder if it's, that's 2 extra syllables we'd have to say.
It really is.
And
you
that's like saying sushi.
Right.
Right. It's like saying beverage.
Right.
Instead of a sweet little bevy, we can go down, have some sushi and sweet little bevy. All right, let's get going here. Okay, plastics. Ken's got a lot to say about this, so we're going to let him have his piece as long as he promises. Oh, you know what I forgot to bring with me today? The blood pressure cuff.
Oh,
I got to bring the blood pressure cuff because your blood pressure on Monday, I swear to God, it was out of control. Had to be. Melanie Collette from CFAC. Good morning, Miss Collette. How are you?
Good morning. I am well. How are you guys doing?
A little crazy.
Better.
We're better, but we're still a little torn up, Melanie. I got to tell you.
Oh, as far as that's concerned, I'm not okay.
Yeah.
I'm not okay. I've been so glad that I have not had any hits where I've had to talk about it because, yeah.
Well, we're not going to ruin that streak. Let's talk about plastic instead. How's that?
Yeah. I'd love to.
So you wrote a great piece about it because the funniest thing to me is they go so overboard. The left goes so overboard with everything. Plastic. So paper straws, really? I mean, if you're drinking something out of a paper straw, less than halfway down your drink, I'm sure the straw's gone.
Well, what's funny about that is, you guys, is that when I was on vacation up in Utah, I somehow got my hands on a paper straw. I don't know how I got it. Everybody else had plastic, but I'm using this thing and everybody's looking at me because it's getting wilted.
Right.
It's like falling apart.
What are we supposed to do? So give us more on the great article that you wrote about plastics.
No, and I also hear that there was some study about chemicals in the paper straws.
Yes.
Because they break down. It not only do they go overboard with their restrictions on things, they always somehow manage to make it worse, which is amazing. But to the article in Town Hall. So listen, the brain trust that is CFAC in the leadership under the leadership of Craig Rucker, who's amazing and the founder of CFAC, texted me one day and said, "Hey, there's a global plastics treaty going on that the UN is having in Geneva. Can you cover it?" And I'm like, "What? Like, can you cover it and do a white paper on it?" And I'm like, "Why is this what? Why is this not national news?"
Right.
So I sure, yeah, we can do that. So I did, and it's the most insane thing I've ever covered. So the op-ed that you saw in Town Hall was as a result of me covering that summit and also doing a white paper that you can find at cfac.org for the kind of complete coverage of what went on at that summit. And that's where the op-ed is from. But what happened is, like, all the left-wing lunatics around the world decided to get together to see how they could ban any and all chemicals that are associated. Not just plastic, but any and all chemicals that are associated with creating plastic, as if that's not going to cause a problem everywhere. And no one should be shocked that they could not come to a consensus on how to do a global ban of plastic. Like, just even saying it just sounds like it's as insane as it sounds.
Exactly right. And, like I said before, the left always has to go farther than they need to. Remember when, what?
I have to call her back. She somehow got disconnected.
She got mad at us?
No.
She hung up on us?
I don't know. I'll have to call her back.
My heart is breaking.
I know.
Call her.
I'll call her right back.
All right. But what I'll say to her when she comes back, if she hasn't broken up with us in between now and the time Ken gets her back on the air, how long, and this was in my lifetime, by the way, because when I was little, this wasn't a thing. Sunscreen, right? Make sure you get the highest SPF sunscreen because the sun causes skin cancer.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Well, when I was young, we had suntan lotion, which helped us get a darker, nicer, sexier looking tan. But now we're finding out that sunscreen, what they make us put on ourselves to avoid cancer.
Hello?
Yeah, are you there?
Causes cancer itself. Do you have me, Melanie? Houston to Melanie. Melanie, come in. APB on Melanie Collette. So sunscreen causes cancer itself. So what? So the chemicals now, they made us use the paper straws, right? Because there's too many chemicals in the plastic straws, and we find out there's more chemicals in the paper straws than in the plastic straws. So Melanie, when we got cut off there, how long have they been telling us to put that high SPF sunscreen on, and now we find out. So we got to put the sunscreen on so we don't get skin cancer. And now we find out that the sunscreen itself causes cancer.
There's a surprise. And how about when they told us, those of us who are of a certain age, they told us that we couldn't use paper bags anymore because it was killing the trees. So we switched to plastic. Right. And now we switched to plastic because it has microplastics in it and it's killing us. So we're switching back to paper. These people are lying.
I hear you.
And just they're lying and they're using terrible science. And we're not saying that pollution doesn't exist and that pollution isn't a problem, but it's these extreme positions such as a global plastics treaty, which is a mandate that would be overbroad, covering countries all over the world that have vastly different standards for what pollution is and what pollution isn't. And not for nothing, most of the pollution issues that we have are local issues. And this is why a global plastics treaty, this and other reasons, are why a global plastics treaty is a ridiculous possibility. Well, that's all.
Well, yeah. This is how devious the globalists and the left and the Democrats are. They can't say, hey, America, join the globalist community because it sucks. What they do is they create this thing. And, hey, what's the next thing we can do to push people back into the fold? Oh, hey, how about microplastics? I mean, Melanie, I'll admit, okay, that's scaring the hell out of me. I mean,
in the breast milk.
Yes.
What's wrong with breast milk?
And everywhere.
Well, microplastics. They're saying that microplastics are now in everything. Everything.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like my bloodstream is being filled with microplastics.
Yep, microplastics in the drinking water, according to a study by WHO, which we know that's a super trusted organization, in 2019. But the methods, of course, that they used in that study were not standardized, and the non-plastics data is super scarce in that study. And the evidence is very limited in that study, which they admit, which if you are in the business of reading studies, which I don't highly recommend because they're super boring, but there's always a section, seriously, but there's always a section, or there should be, in a good study that tells you where the gaps are in the study. And that's where the person who is doing the study admits, like, these are things that we don't know. And a lot of the things that they don't know in the study are kind of important. So
yeah, no kidding. So the thing, the recommendations, right, that come from either our government or the Global Plastics Treaty, but just recommendations that we get, like you said, paper bags. Oh, no, paper bags kill the trees, so let's use plastics. Nope, plastics are no good. Let's go back to paper. The whole message is so convoluted because they didn't want us to use paper bags because it would kill the trees. And now they don't care about the trees. And if we had more trees to take in more CO2, they wouldn't have their panties all in a wad about CO2 getting out in the air.
I mean, this is the thing. And meanwhile, like they allow all these trees to be burned down because they don't want to do, the proactive burns that would prevent these wild forest fires and prevent, the overburning of the trees. It's just, you can't with these people.
No, you can't. You're right.
You cannot.
You cannot reason with them. And, here's another recommendation period of time that went wild. Remember meat? Oh, don't cook your meat too much. It's no good. Causes cancer.
Yeah, carcinogen.
And then, right, Ken, exactly. Carcinogens. And then a year later, it's like, oh, no, don't cook your meat too much. Make it rare. That's better for you. The other charcoal or whatever. I mean, God, give me a recommendation that sticks with something or somebody.
Well, what about coffee, you guys? What about coffee?
What about coffee?
No, over the past 20 years, they went from coffee bad, coffee good, coffee bad, coffee good, coffee bad, coffee good.
That's true, Melanie.
Butter bad, butter good, butter bad.
Oh yeah, butter's another one.
You just can't. I'm enjoying my second cup of coffee this morning, a large cup of coffee.
I'm one up on you. I'm on number 3 already. So. Mm-hmm.
But they are ridiculous, and at the end of the day, they are godless globalists who want to control you and the earth. What about their new mantra is don't have kids because people are killing the earth, so we need less and less people, and this whole depopulation movement. And this is why I say that it's these kinds of things that makes me say that globalists are godless. Because if you are a person who understands why the earth was created in the first place, then you understand that less people is not a thing. Like, you understand what I'm saying? Less people
I got it.
Not a thing. The earth was literally created for us to live on. So with that being the case, the whole mantra that we need less people in order to save the planet is just ridiculous on its face.
Well,
that's why I say that they're godless.
No, you're so right. In China, for example, this isn't based on their religion because they don't have one. I don't believe. I mean, maybe they do, but I don't know. Their religion is communism.
Bible, so there's that.
But the Chinese, they limited females, and now they're having trouble because I guess fast forward a generation, and now they're lacking females.
Wow, and that was a really totally unforeseeable consequence, but not really.
Right.
Like common sense would have told you that was not a good idea. But to your point, I did a report on Google in China during my master's program at Marist, and that is when I discovered that they were not allowed to have Bibles, like not even the Bible app.
Wow.
Now, yes. Okay.
No, I don't want to believe that.
Look it up.
Okay. Well, so one thing I want to say to you, Melanie, because I love you and I love that you're from New Jersey, and you use the official New Jersey part of the sentence there that only people from New Jersey are really allowed to say, and that's not for nothing, right? Not for nothing.
I definitely did.
That's our thing.
That is definitely a Jersey thing. That is a Jersey girl thing.
And you say it a little bit more eloquently than us heathens in Newark. You say, not for nothing, but, why don't you shut up?
Because I'm from South Jersey. So, we say we're bougie, and I'm from Cape May County, South Jersey. So, we're a little bit, we're a little bit highbrow, a little bit bougie. down here.
I know,
in
and you call it
Cambridge
pork
County.
roll. I get it. I don't want to hear it. All right, it's Taylor ham.
Indeed, we do. We do. That Taylor ham foolishness is for the north.
Oh man, now
Here we go. Here we go.
You want to go? You want to fight? So listen, they want to depopulate the earth. Ken and I are here to populate the earth. And this is the guy that does it, right? Yeah, baby.
Yes, get after it. Get after
Too
it.
much of it, man.
Just play some Barry White, and the world will populate itself. Is what I'm saying.
Exactly.
How you doing?
CFAC.org, Melanie Collette. Always a pleasure to talk to you. Not for
Thank
nothing,
you
but
so much.
we'll talk to you
Likewise.
soon. All right. She's great.
Bye.
She is
Bye.
great. Right, Ken?
Right.
All you got to do
That's
is
the way to do it.
Hey, we got to put on Barry White. How many times I got to tell you? She's great, isn't she?
Here we go. We're done.
Okay.
If you have a phone, you have a radio.
Yes, I listen on my phone.
Download the all-new News Talk STL app
Love the all-new Newstalk STL app.
It is awesome.
and listen anytime,
Love the Newstalk STL app.
anywhere.
Tim Jones here. When life changes, which it does, you need someone you can trust, and that's Todd Sivia. The non-stuffy attorneys at Sivia Law specialize in estate planning and elder law with 7 convenient area locations. 833-995-WILL. 833-995-WILL is how you reach them. CiviaLaw.com. The first 10 people that tell them Tim Jones sent me receive a complimentary $300 strategy session. The non-stuffy attorney lawyers, Civia Law, 833-995-WILL.
Hey, Columbo here for Rockwood Charcoal. Rockwood is made from 100% pure Missouri oak and hickory, so you're cooking with the best and supporting local industry and a local business all at once. There's over 100 area Rockwood retailers. Find yours at rockwoodcharcoal.com.
Concerned about the condition of your windows driving up your energy bills? I was too. It's only called STL Windows and Doors. Call today for your free in-home estimate and start saving tomorrow. 314-277-5952 or stlwindowsanddoors.com.
Newstalk STL, the Hammond Institute for Free Enterprise, and the Young America's Foundation welcome Steve Forbes to Lindenwood University for an inspiring evening on how free enterprise and entrepreneurship make America great. Discover how free markets and small business drive innovation, prosperity, and opportunity. Thursday, September 18th at Lindenwood University Scheidegger Center for the Arts. And this in-person event is free. Reserve your tickets now at hammondinstitute.org. Brought to you by Mid-Rivers and West News Magazines.
For 93 years, R&R Ace Hardware in St. Clair has been your family-owned destination. We're more than hardware. Find Carhartt clothing, gifts, toys, fishing gear, and fabric all under one roof. 4 generations of small-town service with big store selection. R&R Ace Hardware in St. Clair. Worth the drive.
Hey, News Talk STL listeners. This is Levi with Reach Reproductive Health. So first, I want to say thank you for standing in the gap for life. Because truly, it's because of people like you that many babies who otherwise would have been aborted are living today. I'm grateful to be fighting this cause with you. I'd like to invite you out to Reach's inaugural annual gala. It's our stakeholders launch. We're having it November the 6th at 6 p.m. at the Commons in Chesterfield. Space really is limited, so I want you to RSVP right now. Go grab your spot at outreachforlife.org. That's outreachforlife.org.
KLGY HD3 Clay, K270BW Bellefonte, KNBS Bowling Green. This is News Talk STL at 1019, 94.1, and always streaming at newstalkstl.com.
Next comment. FBI Director Kash Patel back on Capitol Hill this morning. Following yesterday's contentious hearing in the Senate, Patel crossed swords with Democrats Adam Schiff and Cory Booker. Today, Patel is before lawmakers in the House. Authorities have detained the suspected driver of a vehicle that rammed the gate of the FBI's Pittsburgh field office early today, tossing an American flag over the gate before taking off.
The FBI says they consider the incident a targeted attack. No one was hurt. Assistant Special Agent Christopher Giordano told reporters in Pittsburgh that the car appeared to have some sort of message on one of the side windows and that the man was no stranger to the FBI. Giordano said he did come here to the FBI field office a few weeks ago to make a complaint that didn't make a whole lot of sense. I'm Julie Walker.
Windsor Castle, a focus of today's historic state visit to England by President Trump and the First Lady. Correspondent Danica Kirkus says they've been welcomed to the royal estate by King Charles and Queen Camilla.
The state banquet on Wednesday night promises to be an absolute unforgettable affair for the 160 people who are going to be lucky enough to sit around a huge mahogany table the size of half of an American football field to get a chance to see pomp and ceremony at its very best. There'll be tiaras, there'll be diamonds, there will be decorations.
Tomorrow, President Trump gets down to business. He'll meet with British Prime Minister Keir Starmer at Chequers. Aggravated murder among the charges lodged against the accused assassin of Charlie Kirk. 22-year-old Tyler Robinson could be sentenced to death if he's convicted. In court yesterday, prosecutors spelled out the evidence they have collected so far. Wall Street, Dow trading more than 200 points higher, the NASDAQ down 100. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Hey, it's Mike Gallagher, host of the Mike Gallagher Show. I don't mess around when it comes to saving you money. Right now, rates have dropped to the lowest level in over a year and a half. That means if you bought your home or refinanced in the last 3 years, you could be saving hundreds of dollars every month. Lower your rate, lower your monthly payment, even kick that pesky PMI to the curb. And get this, you can skip 2 full months of mortgage payments. But that's not all. Fellowship Home Loans just rolled out something incredible. Their very own HELOC and lines of credit. Approval in just 5 minutes. Money in your account in as little as 4 days. It's the easiest system you've ever used. You can do it yourself online. Whether you want to pay off bills, tackle a home project, cover education, or even a wedding, Fellowship Home Loans makes it simple to leverage the money that's already sitting in your house. Just go to fellowshiphomeloans.com/Mike G, fellowshiphomeloans.com/Mike G, or call 800-510-MIKE, 800-510-MIKE, 800-510-6453. Fellowship Home Loans, mortgage lending guided by the book.
Nationwide Mortgage Bankers, DBA Fellowship Home Loans, Equal Housing Lender, NMLS number 819382.
An electric vehicle.
This hour of News Talk STL is brought to you by Rodney and Jen Wallner and the entire Wallner home selling team at Berkshire Hathaway. Call them today at 314-810-SOLD. 314-810-SOLD. From the Michaels Flooring Outlet Weather Center.
Change is on the way from Friday into the weekend, but in the meantime, let's continue to plan on pleasant mornings and hot afternoons. Loads of sunshine today, a high of 92, a light northeast breeze. Temperatures will be in the 80s this evening, and then clear tonight, a low of 68. One more day in the 90s Thursday, mostly sunny, 93, and then finally a chance of rain from Friday into the weekend. Chances right now sitting at about 30%. From the First Alert 4 Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Matt Chambers.
Vic Porcelli.
Come on, you're Italian. You understand.
Every day is a busy day all of a sudden.
You talking to me? You talking to me?
Tough and smart, and I love Italian, so, he's definitely Italian.
At least I have this show to come and talk about it and let some stuff up.
What kind of a show are you guys putting on here today?
The Vic Porcelli Show.
All right. Welcome to hour number 2 of our 3-hour tour. And listen. Stop work for a minute, will you? Tomorrow, at this time, Nate Lucas is back.
Yeah.
How about that? I haven't talked to him in quite some time. I think he was on a fact-finding mission in the OPEC oil-producing company. No, I don't know. But he returns tomorrow at 10:05. Right now, every Wednesday at 10:05, it's my ultra MAGA Speaker of the House.
Former Speaker of the House.
You just proved why you left-wing loons are so insane.
Y'all ready for this? Tim Jones.
I'm glad when Tim actually gets to you left-wing loons in that intro, because at first I thought he's yelling at me. Like he's so mad.
Oh, yeah.
Listen to all you left-wing loons. I'm not a left-wing loon.
No kidding.
Good morning, my ultra MAGA Speaker of the House. How you doing?
Good morning, my ultra mega brothers. Hey, has Melanie Collette called HR yet after that last segment?
Well, what did I do?
I mean, you're fighting with her about Jersey. You're harassing her with Barry White. I mean, for the love of God.
Hold on, okay?
Come on.
Before HR gets up.
We have standards here. I don't know what they are, but we have them.
We do somewhere. I think there's a handbook.
First of all, you lived in New York.
Doubt it.
You lived in New York.
did.
I'm sure you heard more than one
did.
person say not for nothing.
Hey.
Right?
How you doing?
Haven't you?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I heard all kinds of things I can't repeat.
That's that. Okay, right.
On this here radio show.
The other thing is, she brought up, they want to depopulate the earth.
Right.
And I'm sorry, I believe in a normal heterosexual world, to have babies, you need a Barry White record, right?
Hey, I'm going to tell you what Scott Jennings tells all the left-wing loons on those CNN panels. Vic, when you're explaining, you're losing. I'm just telling you.
Well, what the hell?
So basically, Vic, you shouldn't explain, you should just do.
Yeah, come on, baby. Come on. I'm ready to make some babies.
let your moves be your message.
That's
right?
it. Let your
There it
moves
is.
be your message. All right, Tim. First of all, I want to say great job filling in yesterday for Jamie
Yeah.
Allman.
Yeah.
Fabulous.
Always a pleasure.
Chris
Always a
Arps doing
pleasure.
it today. Can I ask you a question?
Yes, sir.
I'm sorry. We'll get to the meat in a second here, okay? But have you noticed Jamie Allman calls Chris Arps Christopher Arps all the time?
He does.
Why
I
is
think I
that?
know why.
Why? We don't know.
So it probably has to do with the fact that when you see Chris's social media, he uses Christopher Arps on Facebook, and I'm wondering if that's why.
Oh,
there
you're
was
right.
Another Chris Arps maybe when he created his. I've never asked Chris this question. I'm totally speculating and pulling this out of my rear hind, but I'm thinking that it has to do with that, and maybe Jamie saw his Facebook post and thinks, oh well, I better be proper. I better call him
Yeah.
Christopher Arps. But
Yeah.
he goes by it's Tim Jones and Chris Arps. Not the
That's what we
Timothy
use.
Jones and Timothy Jones and Christopher Arps show. You know,
Hey, that
as
sounded
Melanie
good.
would say, we're not that bougie.
Right.
Right.
So, my daughters say that all the time. Bougie.
Not for nothing, but we call it Taylor ham in New Jersey. They want to call it pork roll, let them call it pork roll, whatever. All
I
right.
have no idea what you're talking about when you talk about that stuff. I don't
It's
know.
delicious. I'm telling you. One day I'm
I
gonna.
had one.
One day,
You
yeah.
must have never made it over to Manhattan. I'm not familiar.
No, absolutely not. It's a Jersey thing. You keep your mitts off our Taylor ham over there in New York.
Yes, sir.
All right, stop it now. Let's get serious, okay?
Sorry.
So
Sorry, we should.
I'm so confused, and we're going to talk to Mark Harder in an hour about this. But they had a resolution for Charlie Kirk, and the St. Louis County Council voted it down, including, I was shocked to hear, Dennis Hancock voting against it.
Yeah, I that caught me off guard too, and I'm sure there's a good reason that Dennis, because I know Dennis, he's a great American. There may have been a procedural reason to do this. It may have something to do with the fact he's running for county executive and he's got to appeal to these fence sitting, can't make up their minds independents, in St. Louis County. Unfortunately, we are a purple to blue county. And so Dennis, I don't know that he has enough Republicans to get him across the finish line. He's going to need some. So maybe it was that. The problem is, here I go. See, I'm explaining now.
Yeah.
And I'm losing. Right. And so I don't know. And worse yet, guys, I'm speculating. I'm totally speculating. I don't understand. There's another reason. Sometimes there's another reason if you see a motion going down procedurally, like in a legislative setting, like in a county council, state house, Congress, if you see a motion going down, but you think you might be able to assuage some concerns and maybe eventually win the motion, you have somebody intentionally vote no. That way they're on the prevailing side and they can make a motion to reconsider. So maybe Dennis took one for the team to do a motion to reconsider. Now that we've embarrassed the crap out of these Democrats and the weight of the world is coming down on them as being, as Melanie properly just said, godless, globalist, heathen haters. Maybe they don't want, this wrath of sane, normal people who are all extremely upset in the wake of the assassination of Charlie Kirk by these left-wing lunatics. Indeed. Maybe that's the reason they had him vote no. I don't know. See, I don't know. I'm coming up with a bunch of reasons that are all plausible, but the worst reason would be if he felt that he should actually just vote no.
Yeah.
I don't get it, guys. I'm beyond. I saw that and I was shocked when Mark Harder texted me last night and said, "Hey, you're not going to believe this resolution went down 5-2." I said, 5-2? I had the same reaction you guys did. I immediately said, which Republican voted no? Because we know the makeup of the county council. It's pretty simple. There's only 7 of them.
Well, I
4
know
Democrats, 3 Republicans.
Well, Tim, I know politicians have to do things certain. They have to reach across the aisle and all that other political crap. I'd be a horrible politician. I just don't think I could do it. I would have to say, well, I understand what you're trying to say here, but I can't condone that. We have to have this resolution. Sorry.
How come we can do resolutions in St. Louis County supporting LGBTQ rights and the fake phony facade narrative, the Michael Brown situation and all this? How come we can do all of those politically charged resolutions, but when it comes to this thing, honoring a man's life after an assassination, that we can't do that? I'm confused. Color me crazy. I just I don't understand what's wrong with these people. They really are. And I know not all Democrats are this way, but all leftists are Democrats. See, that's the problem. And they have allowed the far lunatic left, the godless, Marxist, communist, fascist. I heard you guys talking about this the other day. They want to impose the fascist Nazi label on the right just so they can be like, well, you guys, you call us socialists and communists. Well, you're Nazis and fascists. Wrong. Nazis and fascists are the same root of the poisoned socialist communist tree. I'm sorry that you want to argue it to the opposite, but we don't have organized extremist ideology. I know there have been crazy people on all sides of every political spectrum throughout history, but at this point in time, and for the last several decades, it has been the organized, ideological, extremist left that has caused all the catastrophes, all the carnage, all of the disasters, and all of the violence, right? They've got BLM Inc., they've got Antifa, they've got the Death Star of money known as Soros and Hans-Jörg Wyss. We don't have anything like that on the right, not even close. So stop it with your whataboutism and your both sides. That's bull. You know what?
You got it.
Sorry.
Yep. That's exactly right.
Don't you cuss on this here radio.
No, and no.
Fine. You guys make it hard.
People. This is what bothers me.
You inflame my passions.
People.
Yes.
Hey, how you doing? But people do things, right? Let's take the county council, for example. They shot down a resolution for Charlie Kirk, but they passed a resolution for Planned Parenthood, right?
Of course they did.
But why?
Of course they did. Because they believe in eugenics.
Wait.
And they believe in.
Don't you be a thunder stealer. You sit there and be a speaker of the house. You understand me? So they passed a resolution for Planned Parenthood, and this is our fault, Ken. We weren't on the offensive when they did that.
Exactly right.
Because we should have shown up and said, do you realize that you people want to have a resolution for a woman who started Planned Parenthood to, in her own words, rid the world of Negroes? Is that what you want to do a resolution for? Nobody said that. That's our fault.
No, that is our fault.
Yeah. The theme of your show today, based on these last two segments with Melanie and I, could be, don't believe the godless Marxist globalists, right? I mean, that's what it comes down to. And even the ones that may not believe all this BS, hook, line, and sinker, they're playing along with it, right? So for all of except for one guy, apparently, John Fetterman. I mean, who would have thought, fellas, that we'd be sitting here September 17th of 2025 and saying that John Fetterman is currently the lone sane voice of today's Democratic Party. But he is. He keeps saying.
Good night, everybody.
Exactly. Amen. I'm going to wear that on a t-shirt proudly. He's saying that Israel is the lone beacon of democracy in the Middle East, and he's being called a Zionist, whatever they say, for the people who support it. We're all, what do they say we are? We're the dirty, filthy scumbag Zionists or whatever, So, you support the one beacon of democracy in the Middle East, and somehow that's wrong. You don't support lopping off children's body parts, and somehow to them that's wrong. You can't honor the memory of a guy that spoke truth to power, Charlie Kirk, every single day of his life, trying to reach young people and teach them about the Judeo-Christian philosophies and principles of our country, and urge them to, God forbid, grow up, get married, and raise a family. And that's because, guys, these are godless, demonic heathens. I never used to go this far, but now I believe it. There is a large faction of the Democratic Party that has been absolutely and completely consumed by the lunatic left. And has it required a current sitting Republican president, Donald Trump, to take extreme measures that we might not otherwise have thought we would need to in the past? Yes. We now need to send the National Guard into our urban. Why? Not because of anything we did, not because of anything anybody on the right did,
right?
But because these Democrat ruined cities are destroying them. We are literally saving the Democrats from themselves, and we get called Nazis for it. It's insane. I'm tired of the Orwellian doublespeak. I read all of these books in high school and college. Fahrenheit 451, George Orwell's 1984. The other, what was the other famous one? There was another one out there. Oh, Animal Farm. I mean, all of these books that people thought Orwell was a liberal leftist. Turns out that if you really study his life, he realized that the real problems in the establishment were on the left, not the right, because the left is all about authoritarian mind control. And so fascism, if you dig back deeply enough, if you actually crack a freaking book or watch a documentary, you will learn that fascism, Nazism, socialism, and communism are all fruits from the same poisonous root tree. That is an absolute historical fact if you actually bother to take 5 minutes to research it.
All right. I want to get back on John Fetterman just for a quick sec, because all this really practical stuff that John Fetterman has been saying, I think all stems from October 7th, because he was listening to people talk about his people, Jewish people, right? And then one thing I think led to another when he said, well, what are they talking about? It was Hamas. And then in something else, it would be like, what are you talking about? That's not, you know what I mean? It was like step by step. He woke up, and I'm not saying he's a conservative Republican, but he's saying things that are sometimes more practical than some conservatives say.
Yeah, he's not woke. He's been awakened. And boy, do we need an awakening in our country right now. And that's what, the reason I use the royal they here. I'm talking about all of the leftists and the people that they have radicalized. Guys, on one hand, what happened last Wednesday, who knew that within hours after I spoke with you last Wednesday, our world would be once again changed for the worse, but it happened. Is it any wonder that we're here at this point after the things that we've discussed were happening in our country for the last 2 to 3 decades? Haven't we been saying that our youth have been brainwashed, propagandized, and radicalized in our institutions of higher learning? Haven't we been discussing that forever?
Yeah.
And that has been now seeping down into our high schools and into our grade schools, where they're trying to gender affirm 5-year-olds and convince them to lop off body parts and take sterilizing growth or take sterilizing hormones. Is it any wonder we now have these radicalized leftist stormtroopers? We have these Antifa stormtrooper cells that at a moment's notice decide that, well, enough's enough in my bizarre broken brain, so I'm going to go out and kill people. Is it any wonder we're at this point? And again, this is almost entirely, you can pluck some weirdo out of the 6 billion people on the planet and say, oh yeah, but what about this guy, Tim? Yeah, but on the whole, the overwhelming supermajority of the most prolific mass shootings and mass violence. I don't even like to say mass shootings. How about we just call it what it is? It's violence. It's all just violence. Doesn't matter if it happens by a stabbing of a young Ukrainian woman on a subway. That's just as bad. Her life is just as valuable as Charlie Kirk's, right?
Yeah. And so he knows that. He's the first that would say that.
We have a stabbing on a subway. And then we have a political assassination at the hands of a simple, a bolt action rifle, right? And so it's not the gun, it's not the knife, it's the people, it's the violence. And why is it the people? But not because of the politics, because of the culture. And all Charlie Kirk was trying to say was, hey, can we maybe go back a little bit and return to foundational principles and teachings? Can we maybe recognize our Judeo-Christian foundations again and our underpinnings? Can we maybe think about men, women spending a lovely life together and raising a family and repopulating the earth versus all this forced sterilization and depopulation and mind control and suppression? And look, we on the right, we're not perfect. I'm the first to admit I sin every day. I often wonder, am I a failure as a husband, a father, a coworker, a colleague? And how can I be better? But the left has become so nihilistic, right? To quote Nietzsche, that it's like every means justifies their diabolical, destructive end.
You know what, Tim? A lot of this is our fault. Okay,
it is.
And Kenny and I have taken on the responsibility to make sure that conservatives, Republicans are on the offensive, right, and come out and say something first, like, again, I will say, how did we let Antifa use that name?
And also, Vic and Tim, remember, guys, back in just after Joe Biden, his administration became in power, they started allowing people to just walk out of stores with $1,000 worth of merchandise without any repercussions, no accountability. I think over the last 4 years or so, people became desensitized to accountability.
Yeah, and one more thing I want to say is that, we let the Antifa thing go, and we let black people vote. Let's just take the St. Louis County Council, for example. We let black people vote in favor of a resolution of an organization that was started by a woman who wanted to eliminate the world, in her words, of Negroes. We let that happen.
Because we didn't speak up.
Yes. Nobody said, hey, you guys know that Margaret Sanger hated all of you. Why would you want to continue? I'll bet there are more black abortions in this country than white abortions, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
What
there is.
are they
Yes.
doing? I mean, what are they doing?
That's a fact.
All right, Tim.
That's a fact.
And finally, I know we're out of time. I'm sorry I stole your thunder there at the end.
No, you're right. And that's why, guys, that's why they had to eliminate Charlie Kirk, because he was having that effect. He was taking back our young people. He was taking back our culture. He was taking back our speech. And there's many other Charlie Kirks out there. And guess what, gang? Positive message for the entire News Talk STL nation. We all are and can be Charlie Kirk. And that's why this radio station exists. That's why everyone wants to listen to us every day. And that's why we want to talk to the people. And only together are we going to turn this tide that I believe that Turning Point has been doing for the last decade.
And once again, Kenny and I have taken on the responsibility of repopulating the earth. All we need is a little bit of light.
Yeah, Timmy.
Woosh, woosh.
All you consenting married adults out there, let's get going. Come on.
Make love.
All you youngins.
Find love. Make love. This afternoon,
Thank good it's a dry hump day today.
Oh my!
You know
God,
what? You're
my
right.
God, it's a dry hump.
I'm glad Tim is here to
Not to
actually
mention,
put us in the right direction.
Producer boy, it's a double Woosh Wednesday.
It is.
Where have you
Woosh,
been?
woosh.
There we go. So Chris is going to be with you this afternoon, right?
Yes, sir, he is. It'll be the Tim Jones and Chris Arps show, 4:00 out of the gates. What is today? Wednesday. We're gonna have. We've got Nikki 12 Show Schroer on to talk about a great event that he's got coming up Thursday. And we've got the one and only indomitable Zach Smith of the Heritage Foundation, who's been covering all this law and order, crime, and chaos that the Democrats have caused all over the nation.
And the great Christopher Arps will be on for Jamie Allman at noon today.
So it's Christopher
Yes, he will.
Arps on with Jamie, and then it's Chris and Tim
Exactly.
on it. Okay,
Exactly.
got it. I got it.
Mr.
There's
Speaker,
at least two of him, if not more.
We love you, man. Thank you so much.
Love you guys too. My ultra mega deplorable brothers.
Got it. Double Wish Wednesday to you.
Timmy.
Okay. I mean, what's the problem? You want to populate play some Barry White?
That's all you got to do.
God, it worked for so many years. This is today. Okay. Oh. So FBI Director Kash Patel testified in front of a Senate committee yesterday.
Yeah.
Were there fireworks? Holy cow. That's next on 101.9 and 94.1 News Talk STL. Welcome home, y'all.
Watch us on our live stream using Rumble, Facebook, and Twitter. The Vic Porcelli Show.
I have a theory. People talk loud when they want to act smart, right? Correct!
Made in St. Louis for St. Louis. It's News Talk STL.
Whoosh, whoosh.
From home improvement to replacement, do-it-yourself electrical projects can be shocking. That's where Grasser Electric can help. They've been lighting up St. Louis for years. From ceiling fans and dimmer switches to repair or replacing your electric. No job is too big or too small for your home or business. Grasser Electric will even install emergency backup generators. So call Grasser Electric today before the sparks start to fly. 636-441-5200 or go to grasserelectric.com.
Hungry for the best steak you'll ever have?
Head to the heart of Moscow Mills and discover Harry J's, a local landmark and family-owned steakhouse, serving up excellence since '98. From mouth-watering appetizers to decadent desserts, Harry J's has something for everyone. Enjoy our extensive bar selection while soaking in our friendly family atmosphere. Whether dine in or carry out, your meal is prepared to perfection. Make the drive to 300 Main Street and treat yourself to a taste of Moscow Mills' finest. Harry J's, more than a steakhouse. We're a tradition.
Hey, firearms enthusiast, looking for a family and veteran-owned shop with a wide selection of products and services? Head to DG Firearms, 115 Business Highway 61 North in Bowling Green. DG Firearms has been your one-stop shop for custom ARs, Cerakoting, laser engraving, gunsmithing, suppressors, ammo, and reloading supplies. DG Firearms, 115 Business Highway 61 North in Bowling Green, and online at dgfirearmsllc.com.
Craving the freshest in town? Anthony's Produce is your daily destination for nature's finest. For 28 years, we've been your trusted supplier for everything seasonal. It's homegrown apple season. Choose from many local varieties. Grab some caramel dip or try our made-in-house gourmet caramel apples. Fall decorating? We've got Hardy Mums, corn stalks, straw bales, pumpkins, gourds, Indian corn, and jumbo specialty pumpkins. Perfect for carving or pies. Plus seasoned firewood available for pickup or delivery. Open Monday through Saturday, 7 to 6:30 and Sundays, 8 to 5 on Jungerman Road or at anthonysproduce.com.
News Talk STL. Tim Jones and Chris Arps in the afternoon.
Missouri Freedom Caucus Chairman Nick Schroer, the thrower, kicking off his re-election campaign, and we're here to cover it at 5:25.
Tim Jones and Chris Arps. Weekdays at 4 on News Talk STL. Talk lines are open now at 314-912-1019. The Vic Porcelli Show.
How dare you?
Made in St. Louis for St. Louis. It's News Talk STL.
I love that part when she says that because it almost sounds like when we say the Vic Porcelli Show and she says, how dare you say that?
Like it's a curse word.
Right.
Have you seen her lately?
Oh, she's a beast.
Have you seen her Lord Farquaad haircut?
I love it. It's so funny.
So just a little behind the scenes so you guys know, what's going on here at the station that you can't see. So every day I open up Rumble.
Yeah.
And I have our stream. Kenny puts our stream up. The stream that's up in the studio right now is the Rumble feed. And always I have the Facebook feed open on my computer because the Facebook comments during the chat box segment.
Sure.
So it's not coming up on my computer, but it's coming up on your computer.
Oh, it is. Yeah.
So first of all, I want to file a grievance with the union.
Okay.
Second of all, I called Jeff. Asked him to come in and take a look at it. He does. And you know what he leaves with? Like he walks away and then I look at the screen and the Facebook thing on my computer here, and it's a bunch of Sophie Cunningham doing like sexy dances and stuff before she hurt her knee.
Don't do that.
What? Why? What are you saying? I'm not sexy enough to do that?
We are on streams like at 8
Look,
platforms.
Are you kidding me? What's sexier than that?
Yeah.
Oh my God, you are missing not just the handsomeness, ladies and gentlemen, but the sexiness.
The moves.
Right, the moves.
the moves.
If you're not watching the stream, I just don't know. God, Sophie Cunningham's hot. Okay. I'm going to try it one more time. Okay.
Okay.
And then we'll get to business here. And I know we should be, forget about it. Okay. So yesterday, FBI director, first of all, Ken, have you heard these rumblings that are going around through the administration that people in the administration want Kash Patel to step down? Have you heard that?
Yeah.
People on our side?
Yeah, I have. And they're probably, I just don't buy into that enough because I don't have enough information. And here's what I'm thinking is that from the gate of the administration, the Democrats have wanted Kash Patel out. So in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, if they want him out from the very beginning, I'm going to need to check this out before I make any judgments of my own.
Great. It's a great point. And I don't know if it's true. I don't know if but first of all, the department, the Bureau needs a leader, at least that has the fire of Kash Patel.
Yes.
yesterday, he testified in front of a Senate committee, and he just excoriated Adam Schiff.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he told him he's a political bimbo at best, was what he said.
Right.
And then, wow, did the fireworks happen with Kash Patel and a guy that represents my home state. I'm embarrassed. Senator Cory Booker.
If you want to work on bringing this country, it's my time, not yours.
My
If you-
God.
If you want to talk about
dividing this country,
It is
I
my
follow
time.
you on your social media posts that
It is
tear
my
this country
time
apart.
to
There
address
should be a
your
unifying-
falsehoods.
Oh,
You are an
you can try
embarrassment
all
to
you
the division
want
in this country.
to not take
Senator, it is
responsibility
my time.
for what
You
you
had
have
your
said.
time.
Sir, you're
Your
making a
time is
mockery of this
over.
committee. Sir, you don't tell me my time is over.
You
The
know how
people
far
of New
we've
Jersey
come
tell me
since
what my
you
time is.
Senator,
You can't lecture me.
you can tell me
Sir,
my time's
you have-
over?
You may be the charge of the
I'm not
FBI,
going anywhere.
but I am not afraid of you, sir.
Mr. Chairman.
Not afraid of you.
Mr.
I'm
Chairman,
not
point
afraid
of
of
order.
you.
Senator Booker, I announced at the beginning of this meeting that this back and forth, talking over each other.
So Grassley is the chairman
Yes.
of that? Okay. So Kash Patel and Cory Booker going at it. And this is why I like Kash Patel. He uses all the right words to light the fuse, the liberal fuse, right?
Oh,
He
yeah.
goes, this is my time. Nobody ever says that who is testifying in front of a committee.
Right.
It's always the people on the committee that say, reclaiming my time.
Correct.
And Kash turned that around. So this is my time. Your time is over, he said to Cory Booker. I think meaning your time now is over and your time as a senator is over.
I think he meant there was a dual meaning there. Yeah.
Yeah. And then Cory Booker said, you don't tell me when my time is over. The people of New Jersey tell me when my time is over. Now, I don't know when he's up for re-election, but have you been watching New Jersey? They're getting redder and redder.
Oh yeah, I think that big thing that happened, the rally that happened
in Wildwood, New Jersey,
Uh-huh.
100,000 people.
That was the spark, I think.
That was the turning point right there.
Yeah.
That was the inflection point.
Yeah.
Of showing. And this Italian guy who's running for governor right now, he's closing in on the Democrat.
And of course, we can't keep. I can't get all the audio that they had. That whole exchange was like 5 minutes long. But what happened there just before this, Cory Booker made his huge statement, and Kash Patel sat there, didn't say a word, didn't interrupt. As soon as Kash Patel responded, there you go. This is what we had.
If you want to work on bringing this country, it's my time, not yours.
My God.
That's where it all started. Cory Booker unfairly made his speech, didn't ask a question like they always do on the left. And the right does it too. But the left, man, they grandstand more so than anybody. And he made his 4-minute statement, whatever, 5-minute statement, and then Kash Patel had his chance, and then he stopped him immediately.
Well, two things quickly. Usually when these things happen, and if a senator, Republican, whatever the committee is, says, I yield back my time, then they're done, right?
Right.
And then the chairman usually says, the witness can answer that question if he likes.
And that's why Chuck Grassley got involved and said, listen, Booker, you already said your piece. Let him talk.
Well, it's a hearing where he should be heard.
A hearing. Oh, I get it.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I get that. Wait a minute. Hearing.
that.
Okay.
Wait a minute. I hear. Yeah, my big damn.
Thank you,
But-
Vic. I learned something today.
I don't even want to tell you where I learned it from. You'll be ashamed of me.
Where?
I learned it from a former Attorney General Bill Barr
Go back.
when he testified and said, "Good day, sir." But he said that. He said that to a committee. This is a hearing. I want you to hear what I have to say. That's why they call it a hearing.
Makes sense to me. I don't know.
So anyway, every time, see, this is the thing. This is the elitist egocentrism I always talk about.
Yes.
Because the people on the left, in the Senate, in the House, they look down on the Republicans on the other side of the room there and say, well, they're just childish. And we know we got the upper hand here. We'll just do what we want. And we don't have to follow the rules. And if Chairman Grassley says that we shouldn't be talking back and forth and over each other, well, I just don't care because I don't like Kash Patel, who's a brown person, by the way.
Yeah, that. But to add to your point, which is very correct, I believe the left and the Democrat Party do not give enough credibility to President Trump and his decision making. So therefore, anybody in his cabinet that he chose cannot be official.
And I think that they think that we just don't know anything. And,
I agree with that.
And they don't have to follow the rules because these are the stupid, lowly Republicans we're talking about. Off you go.
President Trump was elected with a mandate. He received more votes than any sitting president in history. He received all the swing states. He won handedly, and yet they still say, those stupid Americans, they didn't know what they were talking about.
Look, Ken, that's exactly right.
They don't know what they're talking
These
about.
stupid Americans.
Yeah.
We'll tell them what to do. We'll tell them what kind of cars they can drive. We'll tell them what kind of stoves they can use.
They need to know.
Sons of bitches. You're absolutely right.
They cannot make a decision about what stove to use, so we're going to make them all electric. Or, well, if you want to spend $4,000, you can get a gas one.
I'm surprised they don't line us up like kindergartens or, straight line. Remember when teachers used to snap when you weren't paying attention?
Oh, the snap, man.
The snap. I got right to attention when that snap
remember
happened.
when Joe Biden, he was up on that podium and it was all red and there were the Marines that were armed
Very
next to
Hitlerish,
him.
yeah.
Very Hitlerish. Well, that was him saying, hey, listen, you need to get in line, people.
You know what else it was him saying? The other half of this country are terrible people. Maybe you should shoot them. And this kid
pretty
Wednesday
much.
shot Charlie Kirk.
Exactly right.
All right, couple of great AMVETS events happening for vets, and we appreciate that. There's one happening on October 4th at Jefferson Barracks called Veterans Appreciation Day. That's October 4th. Going out there and some of my notes are on here.
Yeah.
Well, this is actually a note to somebody asking if they can come on the radio. So if you can ask your idiot radio friends to come on, that'd be great.
That'd be great.
I wrote an idiot. And then Paul's event at Clancy's West County Smoking for Veterans Barbecue Bash. That guy Paul he's a monster. He's a monster working to make money for these AMVETS.
Yep.
That's all he wants to do. So get in touch with him and email Clancy's STL gmail.com. Okay. The left, they need to understand they're not always right. Matter of fact, they are 99% wrong.
Right.
This is Steely Dan, isn't it?
It is.
Leslie Corbly joins us next. Progressive Prejudice exposing the Devouring Mother. Oh, this sounds heavy. It's next on 1019 94.1 News Talk STL. Welcome home. Yeah.
Like and subscribe to us on Rumble. News Talk STL. Vic and Ken.
We are the wild and crazy guys.
The Vic Porcelli Show on 1019 and 94.1 News Talk STL.
Woosh, woosh.
If you have a phone, you have a radio.
Download the all-new News Talk STL app.
Love the all-new Newstalk STL app.
On my way to work in the morning.
Usually I'm in the car.
I listen on the app in my car every morning going to work.
Download the News Talk STL app and listen anytime, anywhere.
Dude, this house is perfect. Crumbs everywhere, sticky counters. I've already texted the colony.
Sweet. I'll bring my 500 cousins. This will be the biggest ant rager of the summer.
Let's party! Wait, what's that sound? Oh, no, it's those trucks with the green wheels. Party's over, man. Party's over.
This is Derek, the owner of All Solutions Pest Control. We'd love to help you out. Give us a call today at 636-486-7888 to learn more about our special $67 offer.
If a pest-free home is your goal, call All Solutions Pest Control.
News Talk STL is proud to have Doug Voss of Safe Bunny Radio as part of our lineup each week. Doug has been a staple on the St. Louis radio airways for many years as one of the leading financial experts in the area. You can now hear Doug and Safe Bunny Radio every weekend on News Talk STL. But in case you miss anything, you can check it all out at DougVossSafeBunnyRadio.com. What else do our listeners need to know, Doug?
Simply put, I focus on helping pre-retirees and retirees build, preserve, and protect retirement assets, and I've been helping my clients clients solve their insurance and financial needs for the past 33 years. I also strive to educate my clients on how to prepare for retirement, minimize the impact of market volatility on their assets, and deal with the challenges of increased longevity. Call me today at 844-676-SAFE. That's 844-676-7233.
Doug Voss is a registered representative. Securities offered through DHL Securities, LLLP. Member FINRA and SIPC.
Hi, Kirk Hilsinger here, and I'm the new chairman of the St. Louis Republican Central Committee. I invite you to our meetings that take place the first Thursday of every month at 3710 Hampton Avenue. You can stay connected with us to learn more about how you can get involved, make your voice heard, and contribute to our shared goals. Together, we can make a difference in the city of St. Louis and the state of Missouri. For more info, visit our new website at stl-gop.com. That's stl-gop.com.
Paid for by St. Louis City Republican PAC. Curtis Farber, Treasurer.
Fox News commentary.
Where does free speech end and hate speech begin? I'm Tommy Lahren. More next.
Most investments today feel like second jobs. Real estate, you're a landlord. Stocks, you're a day trader. Crypto, you're a full-time researcher. You've got a life to live. Your investment should help you live it. That's why more Americans are choosing gold. Noble Gold has helped thousands protect their future with real physical gold. Visit noblegoldinvestments.com to get your free wealth protection kit. That's noblegoldinvestments.com. Past performance may not be indicative of future results. Investing in precious metals, including gold, involves risks. Consult with your tax attorney or financial professional before making an investment decision.
Of those attempting to justify or celebrate the assassination of Charlie Kirk are countless. Some come from clueless TikTok trolls, but far too many are from career media professionals. Anyone who inserts a but when acknowledging or condemning a murder needs some serious self-reflection. Charlie lost his life over words. I don't celebrate cancel culture. I don't take joy in people losing their jobs. But if you're celebrating the murder of someone you've probably never even met just because you didn't like what they said or believed, then I have to question whether you should be interacting with customers, clients, or the public in any official capacity. Maybe you're not well suited for public-facing work at all. Not all Democrats are to blame, but if the Democratic Party is either unable or unwilling to rein in the extremists in its ranks, then is it any wonder they're polling just below gas station sushi? I'm Tommy Lahren, and you can watch my show, Tommy Lahren is Fearless, at Outkick.com.
Stream the Vic Porcelli Show at NewstalkSTL. Vic and Ken. Ken can recite the alphabet backwards. Vic can recite the alphabet forwards. The Vic Porcelli Show on 101.9 and 94.1 NewstalkSTL.
What the hell is that supposed to mean? You know, I know they pick on me here at the station. That's all they do. Again, so you want to hear something that happens that you don't normally hear because we're off the air, because the mics are off.
Right.
We're doing commercials, right?
Yeah.
And I was going to ask Ken a question. And I said, Ken, I was going to ask something, but I can't remember what it was. And you know what Ken says? He goes, huh.
Didn't mean what
That
you
never
think
happens.
it meant.
It's exactly what you meant. Huh. You can't remember something, Vic.
Huh.
I'm shocked. Okay, what are we doing here now? No, I'm just kidding.
Stop.
Progressive Prejudice, exposing the devouring mother. Progressive Prejudice explores how the final taboo of toxic femininity weaponizes compassion and care to the detriment of society, politics, and culture. I get it now. Leslie Corbly, the person who wrote that's joining us. Leslie, thanks for being with us.
Thanks so much for having me.
Ken, can you officially welcome Leslie to the show?
I think we can do that,
Okay,
Vic.
why don't you do that?
I will in a moment here.
Okay, hold on, Leslie. We got to give her the official welcome.
Yeah, because this is
There we go.
We are exactly actually in no position to do that right now.
Okay, I'll do it.
Okay.
Here's what you would.
Oh, here you go.
Hey, how you doing?
There it
How you
is.
doing, Leslie Corbly? Okay. She's like, who got me in with these two idiots?
Right.
So the book, is this about, I'm just going to guess. I haven't read the book and I apologize. How women are losing femininity. Because I was just thinking this the other day. I've always loved girly girls,
Right.
Is this getting back to that?
No, so the book is actually part autobiography, part cultural commentary, and it discusses what I would call sort of the rise of like toxic femininity on the left. And by that, I mean, if you were to, and this is overgeneralizing for sure, but if you were to put the left and right on opposite spectrums, I would say to the extent that the right engages in poor conduct, it maybe is more of a masculine form, and the left, I think, tends to have that more of a feminine form, where they hide a lot behind, love and compassion, and particularly in the wake of recent events, I think that's kind of emerging as a theme, right? There's a lot of talk of compassion, love, and grace, but in practice, there's quite a violence problem on the left, and quite a problem with actually dehumanizing and degrading people who they perceive as being lesser than.
Oh, okay. See, I kind of misunderstood too, because Leslie, what I was thinking of is like, I have actually experienced walking up to a store, for example, opening a door for my wife, and she goes in, and then I hold the door open for another person, and she looked at me and said, I've got it. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. A lot of women are like, I don't need you to open the door for me. Yeah. Why is that?
Well, it's fascinating. I don't know. I guess, well, it's understandable, I suppose, to some degree. There's lots of women who have had really negative experiences with men and maybe end up projecting that onto future males they encounter. But I think what society really struggles to understand and come to terms with is both the ways, the kind of covert and subtle ways in which women tend to exert control, and the ways in which they harm. And there's not really a lot of corresponding understanding of men who become jaded at women because they've had a string of, let's say, really negative experiences with women, both from growing up and moving into their adult lives, right? So I think there's a lot of grace given to women generally in culture who are jaded towards men, but not a corresponding awareness of what it looks like for men to be jaded towards abusive women. We just don't understand abuse when it's perpetrated by females. I don't think as a culture have any real language for that.
Oh, I got it. Okay.
But I think there is a huge cultural divide. And when I say that, I mean through time, right? When I get into the car with my wife, I open the door, she gets in. And that's all I saw my father do growing up when I was a little kid, sitting in the back seat. My dad would open the door for her, walk around and get in his side. And I'm like, oh, in my head said that's what you do when I find a girl.
Right, we don't mean anything by it.
No, you know what? I don't know what we mean.
Well, my wife loves it. I mean,
I did it because my father did it. It's
right. We don't mean like we're pushing anything on anybody.
Well, I actually think we should get back to that in a way, but I think that there's a lot of role inversion going on in society right now. You see a lot of masculinity is so degraded that I think a lot of men have taken an extremely passive posture in life. And I don't think that's healthy, by the way, because I think it really impedes their ability to actually take care of women, which is ultimately, I think, very healthy for men to want to take care of women, right? Just like it's healthy for women to want to take care of children. Think of it as it's generally healthy for strength, true, good, virtuous strength to want to care for something more vulnerable, right? And women have an inherent level of vulnerability, particularly when they're pregnant or giving birth to children, that men don't have.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't think that that's a particularly healthy way of looking at things. But again, I think that things are also inverted on the female side. So the idea that women should take care of children, for example, is very reviled right now, which is why you see, such strong pro-abortion, again, not pro-choice, but pro-abortion stances in a lot of states where that was on the ballot. You have a lot of people who want abortion to be legalized up until birth, like this whole idea that a woman should have that right as a fundamental right to kill her children at any point for any reason.
Very well said.
And again, that inverts the caretaking, right? It's saying that the strong doesn't have the responsibility to care for those who are more vulnerable and to whom they owe a relational duty, right? So again, I think at its best, when men and women are in sexual and romantic relationships, that looks like a man really taking care of a woman, right? And that's obviously not going to result in the woman rejecting that care, right? But it's sort of different when you, obviously, if there's abuse dynamics, I think that's where a lot of women become really wary. Maybe they're used to signs that could be caretaking being weaponized against them. And so they get kind of like very wary of that. But again, we don't have that kind of conversation when it comes to women who, again, I think use caretaking against their targets, the targets of their, frankly, abuse. It tends to be children, frankly. Women, for example, perpetrate more abuse against children than men do. Obviously, they have more of a caretaking role in society, so that's not to say they're more abusive than men. But I think most people would think, who's more likely to abuse a child? They would think a man. Well, in fact, more women abuse children than men do. And also disorders surrounding abuse that are highly perpetrated by women. One is Munchausen by proxy, is a literal abuse of someone that is dependent upon the mother, right? So it's usually a mother, but sometimes another form of caretaker, maybe a nanny, who invents fictitious disorders for their child and medicates or otherwise gives them quote unquote care that's actually abusive because they don't have the underlying disorders that are being claimed. So now if you take that disorder and you were to strip it of its medical component and let's say make it emotional, put it in the emotional or psychological realm, how many women are perhaps, living vicariously through their children or projecting something on their children because it benefits them rather than benefits the mother rather than the child, right? And I think that number explodes. But we don't, again, it's really hard to have that conversation because it cuts at the core of a dynamic that we want to think is sacred in some ways, which would be the mother-child bond.
All right, listen, your answers are great. But when you talk, I write, and now I have a million things on my mind. I'd like to get them all out. Is that okay?
That's fine. Go for it.
Yeah, it's nothing bad against you. It's my problem. I just write things down, what the guests say, and then I want to talk about it. And the Munchausen by proxy, there was a famous story, right? The girl's name was Rose. Gypsy Rose. That mother had Munchausen by proxy, where the girl wasn't even able to believe that she could walk. That's how bad it was. Yeah. And it was the woman, not the man. I'm not done yet. Don't you just pipe down there, girlfriend. So that's the Munchausen by proxy part. Now, holding the door, there's more to it than just that. And sometimes I figured it's just being polite. It's like saying please and thank you,
that's
right?
All it is, yeah.
So you hold the door for your wife or your girlfriend, and then when you're walking down the street, the man should always walk on the curb side,
right?
In case the car jumps the curb, it hits you and not her.
It's just a thing.
Going down the stairs, when you're going up the stairs, you should be behind her.
Correct.
When you're going down the stairs, you should be in front of her.
Right.
I think it's just a polite protection, not because she's vulnerable or not because she can't do it. It's just we want to be polite. Okay, now you can go, and I'll start writing again. So
sure, well, it does. It shows care, and I think that again, the concept of men trying to sort of protect women in any way right now is sort of seen as somehow inherently misogynistic,
chauvinistic,
or infantilizing. Yes, and I just disagree with that. And I'm not saying that men need to focus on protecting women because they're not capable. I mean it more from the standpoint of there are certain realities, biological realities at play. And I'm not saying they're showing up and opening the door or not. I'm just saying they kind of tend to show up in these different ways, which is that there is a vulnerability element to being a woman that there isn't to being a man, right? And there's vulnerabilities to being a man that there aren't to being a woman, by the way. One of which would be, frankly, that you are more likely to be considered a perpetrator of abuse if you're a man. Like, that's a vulnerability to some degree. If you're accused of sexual abuse of a child, for example, and you're a man and a woman, people are going to look at you differently. That's just the reality. And there's not much to be done about it. But as it relates to Munchausen by proxy, I actually write about the Gypsy Rose Blanchard story in the book, specifically to make the point that when it comes to murder, women, there's a tendency on the left to have a lot of empathy, for example, for women who abort children in what they consider to be adverse circumstances, but there's no corresponding compassion given to children like Gypsy, who quite frankly are trapped in a hellish nightmare where murder, in her example, murder was really her only way out. I know that might sound terrible, but the reality is her mother was so thoroughly good at abusing her, and there were no adults who were willing to help her. I believe at one point she tried to escape and was tied to her bed. And true. So while she is a murderer, and I'm not saying she shouldn't have come to justice for it. What I'm saying is there's no corresponding right to murder in an abuse case where, frankly, the victim has no other means of escape. She didn't have another reasonable means out of that home. She had no voice. She had been, completely abused mentally, psychologically, spiritually, and medically her entire life.
Right. Let me ask you real quick. I hate to interrupt guests. I hate it. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine.
Munchausen by proxy, do you think that's a legitimate disease, or do you think it's something that I don't know what I'm asking, but can Munchausen by proxy be avoided in some way, or is it, if you have it like drug addiction?
Yeah.
I don't know, because on the one hand, I understand why it's labeled a disease, but I don't know how one would treat it, because it seems to me to be what I would consider what is an overlap between what people call a psychiatric disease, but at its core, it's a character disease. It's a disease where the person's character is to utilize of another human for their own needs. Yeah. And that's a difficult disease, quote unquote, to treat. I'm not saying people can't redeem themselves from that. People can always change. I suppose her mother could have decided, oh, wow, I'm actually a terrible person. How do I, come to terms
It's
with
hard
that
to say that.
better.
It's hard to say
But
I'm a terrible person, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah.
It is. It's a terribly difficult thing to do, but it's possible. But again, I don't think frankly, I don't think it's the same as other types maybe of diseases. I
get it. I
didn't buys into that extra flaw can be explained away by mental illness.
All right, listen, we're running out of time.
I think ultimately.
Right. We're running out of time, but I just wanted to say one thing that the movie A Bronx Tale ruined for us, okay? Because we did this when we were kids. When this is before electronic door locks, right? When you had to actually pull it up.
Yeah.
So you open the door for the girl. She gets in, you close it. If she doesn't reach across and unlock your door from inside, dump her. That was our thing. And Bronx Tale ruined it for us because they put that out in the open. Leslie, we got to go, but what a great conversation. We really appreciate it. And the book, Progressive Prejudice, Exposing the Devouring Mother, you're always invited back on the show whenever you like, okay?
Would love it. Thanks so much.
You got it. At Corbly Leslie is how you find her on X.
On X.
Yeah, I mean, we're just trying to be good to our women. Is that bad to be good to your women, Ken?
No, not at all.
Well,
no.
what the hell?
I know.
God. It's bad enough I got to worry about that my wife does all the carpentry. What?
Vic, I want to say Neil, he's on a bus tour in Scotland right now listening to our app on his radio, which is his phone. And he says, coming in loud and clear, nice place to visit, but I love the USA and much more. God bless you guys. Woosh, woosh.
Whoosh, whoosh, my brother. Thank you so much. Listening from Scotland on the app because his phone is a radio, and so is yours.
Thanks, Neil.
To have a roof over your head, a nice roof over your head, is very important.
That's Rick talking about his experience with Rhino Shield ceramic coating.
We got Rhino Shield 18 years ago, and they're very cooperative on getting us the right paint. They're in and out and done in no time. Once it was finished, looked great. We were very happy with it.
The main reason Rick called Rhino Shield is because it's backed by a 25-year transferable warranty.
We've watched a lot of people get their house painted 3 or 4 times, and we haven't had to do any of it. I don't know about you guys, but I don't want to have to paint it every 5-7 years.
Take a tip from Rick and put down the paintbrush and call Rhino Shield for your free evaluation. 877-25-RHINO. 877-25-RHINO. Or visit 877-25rhino.com.
We got Rhino Shield 18 years ago. Financially makes sense, especially if it's going to last like this did. Still looks great.
Call now. 877-25-RHINO or 877-25rhino.com.
No pain, don't Rhino. Go Rhino Shield. Never paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
This is Larry Connors, and my favorite sandwich at Capriati's is a Philly cheesesteak with peppers. Sweet peppers, but sometimes hot peppers. I love Capriati's, and so will you.
Open 9 to 9 daily on Manchester at McKnight in Rock Hill.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Are you a victim of the timeshare trap and think there's no way out? I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, the original timeshare cancellation expert. And I'm here to tell you that there is a way out. All you need to do is give my office a call. I will send you a timeshare exit information kit absolutely free, explaining how the timeshare industry works and your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free info kit. Call 800-335-2299. That's 800-335-2299.
During tax season, your personal info travels to a lot of places you can't control. Between payroll, your home office, your tax preparer, and the IRS, if your W-2 gets exposed, that's just the ticket for identity thieves. That's why LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points every second. If your identity's stolen, they'll fix it guaranteed or your money back. Don't let identity thieves take you for a ride. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code CLAY. Visit LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
KLGY HD3 Clayton, K270BW Bellefonte, KNBS Bowling Green. This is News Talk STL at 1019, 94.1, and always streaming at newstalkstl.com.
Breaking news this hour from Town Hall. I'm John Scott. King Charles travels by carriage with President Trump, and First Lady Melania travels with Queen Camilla around Windsor Castle. The president was greeted by military honor guards and mounted troops in red and gold as King Charles guest for the start of a state visit full of pageantry. Correspondent Mustakin Hasnat reports on security at Windsor Castle.
Behind the spectacle lies a really complex multi-agency policing effort. Thames Valley Police, the force that operates here, are working with officers from across the country. Hundreds of officers are being drafted in to police this event, including help from the UK's military and Secret Service from the US. Those teams include specialist drone units, marine support, and also mounted horseback police officers.
No U.S. president or any other world leader has ever had the honor of a second UK state visit. Authorities say a driver has rammed a car into a security gate at the FBI building in Pittsburgh earlier today and draped an American flag over the gate before leaving. The FBI described it as a targeted attack, but confirms no personnel were injured. Christopher Giordano, an assistant special agent, says the FBI is familiar with the man who had visited the field office weeks ago with the complaint. He has been taken into custody. The House has passed legislation to change how youth offenders are prosecuted in Washington, D.C. The D.C. Crimes Act would lower the age of a youth offender from 24 to 18 and require sentences to match adult mandatory minimums. The legislation has an uncertain future in the Senate, where some Democratic support would be needed. More at townhall.com.
Attention investors with a 401k, IRA, or retirement account. The dollar has lost over 25% of its value in the past 5 years, and it's only going to get worse. Are you prepared for what's about to happen next? We are Advantage Gold, the #1 customer-rated gold IRA company in America, and we are helping Americans prepare for the great de-dollarization by diversifying their portfolios with physical precious metals. We've partnered with former chief economist of the IMF, Kenneth Rogoff, to give away his latest book called Our Dollar, Your Problem, a must-read for investors. Call 800-741-GOLD, and we'll rush a free copy of Our Dollar, Your Problem to your doorstep, and include our special gold IRA investing kit, valued at $49. The dollar is losing value fast. Call 800-741-GOLD now to get your free copy of Our Dollar, Your Problem, and our free gold IRA investing kit. Supplies are limited. Consult your tax and financial professional before investing. Call 800-741-4653. That's 800-741-GOLD.
This hour of News Talk STL is brought to you by Stifel, serving investors for over 130 years. Contact your Stifel financial advisor at stifel.com. That's STIFEL.com.
Public schools, like public libraries, should be free and open to all. Open enrollment allows parents to choose the school that's the best fit for their children. Maybe another school has a wider curriculum, is bigger or smaller. Maybe a kid is being bullied and would be more comfortable at another school. 75% of parents favor open enrollment. Open enrollment programs now exist in 43 states, and Missouri should join them. Our next-door neighbor, Kansas, has one of the strongest open enrollment policies in the nation. Kansas parents are trusted with choices and options, while Missouri parents must move out of their home to change public schools. And it's a trend. Nationwide, the percentage of students going to their chosen public school has steadily increased. Assigning kids to schools based on their zip code is the old way. Open enrollment is a better way. Learn more at showmeinstitute.org. The Show Me Minute has been brought to you by Show Me Institute and Show Me Opportunity.
Newstalk STL, the Hammond Institute for Free Enterprise, and the Young America's Foundation welcome Steve Forbes to Lindenwood University for an inspiring evening on how free enterprise and entrepreneurship make America great. Discover how free markets and small business drive innovation, prosperity, and opportunity. Thursday, September 18th at Lindenwood University Scheidegger Center for the Arts. And this in-person event is free. Reserve your tickets now at hammondinstitute.org. Brought to you by Mid-Rivers and West News Magazines.
This hour, the Vic Porcelli Show, brought to you by the Trolley Stop Bakery, the official bakery of the Vic Porcelli Show. You're listening to the Vic Porcelli Show.
A 3-hour tour, a 3-hour tour.
We squeeze in a dry hump day under partly sunny skies.
From New Jersey to Baldwin, Missouri, two behind the microphone, taking the whoosh to the radical left and the putrid swamp. You're listening to the Vic Porcelli Show. Here he is, Vic Porcelli.
All right. Hour number 3 of our 3-hour tour about ready to get rolling. It includes Vic for Vets and our great friend Mark Harder. But first, breaking news out of Arizona, right? That's where the Turning Point headquarters is, in Arizona. And a suspicious package has been found at Turning Point headquarters. So they're still sorting that out. Somebody put a bomb under a Fox affiliate's news van. Didn't go off.
2 Pakistanis.
Was it?
Yeah.
And, of course, Charlie Kirk was assassinated. So it's just been a terrible week. It's just been a terrible 7 days. All right, Mark Carter coming up in a bit. First, it's time for Vic for Vets in our weekly honored veteran. It's submitted by Fred Meyer, and it's for Maury Lefty Martin.
What a cool name.
Like Lefty Grove or Lefty Gomez, right? Two
Right.
pictures. Lefty was a dear family friend, and he was one of the few uncles that watched over my father, Harlan Mayer, when my dad was a youth. He was a member of that exclusive club of professional baseball players who left the ball diamond to fight in World War II.
Yep.
Maury Lefty Martin was born 1922. While not born in Washington, he lived here for several years and married Leona Kleekamp. He's buried in St. Francis Borgia Cemetery. Ken, Maury was a professional baseball player for several well-known teams: White Sox, Yankees, Cardinals, Dodgers, and Athletics. Wow. After 2 seasons, and by the way, that's the probably the Philadelphia Athletics at that point.
Yes.
And the Brooklyn Dodgers.
Yeah, right.
After just 2 seasons of baseball, beginning in 1941, he entered the Army. During his time in the Army, he participated in Operation Torch, Operation Overlord, Operation Cobra, and the famed Battle of the Bulge. He survived combat during World War II at Normandy Beach, the Battle of the Bulge, and the Remagen Bridge. Lefty was a combat engineer in World War II, which meant that he was building things on the front lines that the enemy did not want built. Right under the enemy's nose.
Yeah, yeah.
Twice during the war, he was hit by enemy fire. For his service in World War II, he was awarded 2 Purple Hearts, 4 Battle Stars, and an Oak Leaf Cluster. He was discharged from the Army in 1945. In 1946, he returned to baseball and had a great career playing for a variety of teams. Jeez. His career ended in April of 1961. He stayed and worked a variety of jobs in Washington. Later, he went on to travel and do autograph signings and speeches. Let me know, Ken, if you have not highlighted Lefty. His wife is still alive at 101 years old.
And she's listening right now.
Can we talk to her? I would let her know. I would let her know to listen. Did you let them know?
Yes.
Okay. If you choose to highlight this extraordinary man. Love your show with Vic. Your show? Thanks, Fred Meyer. Vic for Vets, honoring veterans at Newstalk STL with support from the Alamo Military Collectibles, Heroes Care, and Monocle's Pizza.
And please send in your Vic for Vets honoree. If you have a veteran, living or not, please send it to me. I need them. We're getting low on them. In fact, Ken at NewstalkSTL.com. It's Ken at NewstalkSTL.com. Name, rank, branch of service, and any story that you might have.
So, Lefty,
right? Correct.
Played in the majors, went to war, and came back and played in the majors again.
Exactly.
Ted Williams did that. 1939, 1940, 41, 42. Those were his first 4 years in the majors. This is Ted Williams talking about. And then he was not in the majors for 4 years, in between 42 and 46, because he served our country in war.
Right.
And then 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55. I know he fought in the Korean War too. But he came back and played just like Lefty Martin did.
Yeah.
I'm going to find some video of Lefty Martin, damn it.
Yeah, I want to find out more about him, and then maybe his wife could give us some more information about him.
Would love to have her in here.
That'd be great.
Love it.
Yeah.
All right, Vic for Vets, Ken at NewstalkSTL.com, right?
Yes.
All right. All right.
From the county of St. Louis.
Crime issues, economic development.
This is Mark Harder.
Well, what a disappointing evening last night.
Yes, it was.
At the St. Louis County Council chambers, we spoke yesterday, and I was on 100% agreement with you. We should be 6-1, maybe even 7-0 vote on getting a resolution for Charlie Kirk.
Yeah.
But what happened, Mark?
I'm still trying to figure it out. I think the momentum was against us. There was a lot of misinformation out there last night. The media got a hold of it earlier in the day, and some groups, NAACP, Ethical Police Organization, got a hold of it and made a comment about it without even reading the resolution, because I didn't even put out the resolution for public viewing until after 3:00, and they had already made a statement at about noon or 1:00, both of those groups. So they were trying to get their base out, which they did, and then they came last night and spoke. There was a number of our listeners that came out, and I appreciate that, last night, and they spoke. The room was not full, but it was probably 2/3 full last night.
Right, we haven't seen that in a while.
And we haven't seen that in a while. That's true. But these people came out. If they didn't speak, they were there to support the folks that did. So I made a statement before we voted last night, and that's out there on the web as well. But I'll briefly go through it, and it deals with what I just said. I said, there seems to be some misunderstanding of what this resolution is and isn't. Many of you have made snap judgments on this resolution before you even read it, just because it had Charlie Kirk's name on it. Let me set the record straight. I come before you tonight not as a partisan warrior, but as a defender of the foundational principles that make America the beacon of freedom it is, the unyielding right to speak truth to power, to celebrate achievement, and to honor those who dare to challenge the status quo. We witnessed that earlier by our public forum, which is we've had public forum for as long as I've been on the council. And last night, the chair, we ran out of time against the number of people that signed up to speak last night. So we had about 24 people. Well, we got to about the 20th person and we ran out of time. So I made the motion to our chair. I said, Madam Chair, I'd like to extend the time for free speech. And so everybody kind of looked and they took a vote. She voted against it, but the others voted for it. So we extended the time to get the last 4 people able to speak at the meeting. Unfortunately, those last 4 people were against my resolution, but it is what it is. And that's free speech.
That's free speech.
But I wanted to make sure that we weren't cutting people off and silencing them either through some rules like this or, unfortunately, in Charlie Kirk's side was, his death. So, this was about free speech. This resolution, yes, it mentioned it recognizing Charlie Kirk, and it also gave sympathy to his family in this tragic time. And at the end of the resolution, we made a strong statement that we give it the strongest voice to condemn political violence of any kind. And we even recognize the other folks recently that have been hurt or killed, in the line of political service. All of them Democrats, of course, but we put that out there as well, thinking that, how can you be for political violence, in this case? So we thought that would at least get them to vote for this, and they still, because of Charlie Kirk and the things that are out there about him, true or not true, they made a statement and voted against us.
What I'm amazed by right now is how unknowledgeable the NAACP is about Charlie Kirk.
Oh, I know.
I mean, nothing is more untrue than him being a racist.
Right.
This man has devoted his whole life to all colors. There were people. There's a group. It's under Turning Point. I can't remember the name. Anyway, it was 20 black kids that we had the opportunity, because of Charlie Kirk paying for it, helping to pay for it, for them to go to the White House and to see civics at work.
Right.
And it wasn't, it was all black kids that were underprivileged that couldn't go normally. And he did it. He wasn't asked to do it. He did it on his own. And his big thing was DEI. Okay. The left always says, yes, that, and Joe Biden even said it. Ketanji Brown Jackson, she was hired because she's black. She was hired because she's a woman. She was hired not for any other reason. If she was a male, a white male, she would not have been hired. He said that. She's a DEI hire. There's nothing wrong with him saying it, right? So then we say DEI and we're racist. Right. So Charlie Kirk, he made a point to say, listen to me. You should never do that because it's going to undermine the meritocracy. It's going to undermine people whose ability to do what they do as black people. When someone sees that, they say, oh, well, that's a DEI hire.
Mm-hmm.
See, that minimizes the black person. That's what Charlie did. And the NAACP, with their lack of knowledge about this, I can't believe it. I can't believe it.
Well, and whether that's a national position or a local position, but the gentleman that spoke last night, he is the local chapter president, and he's been in our meetings before. So I think a lot of this was knee-jerk emotional reaction. There wasn't a lot of substance. And I always see that in these forums where the folks come up and they get their cell phone and they read off their cell phone at the podium. So that either tells me, A, they don't have an original thought, or B, someone's sending them, hey, this is what you need to read in public.
I'm sure.
And so they're reading it because they're looking at it like it's the first time, and they trip over words and dates and whatever it may be. And we had a number of those last night that did just that. So, it was disingenuous at best in some of these cases. And like I said, they made judgments before they even saw the resolution, because the resolution talked about a number of things: sympathy for his family, condemning the political violence of all types and violence of all kinds. And so they still voted against it because of what it said and what they were fed earlier in the meeting. So that went on last night. That's why I felt I had to make a statement, which I did, a fairly lengthy statement. I won't read it here, but to basically set the record straight that this is about political speech. This is about free political speech, no matter what kind it is. And maybe you don't like it, but we have to have the ability to speak. And if we don't, and we lose this, we're not getting it back, So
Mark, a lot of this is Ken and I's big mantra lately. A lot of this is our fault because we let it happen, And let's say the NAACP's comments or anything are local. Let's say it wasn't from the national, say it was local. The NAACP, by the way, the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People, they don't want us to call them that anymore. So change that. Let's start there. But when you come out and you say things about Charlie Kirk, and am I right? Didn't the St. Louis County Council pass a resolution for Planned Parenthood?
Oh, we've had Planned Parenthood, abortion days.
Hold on. Don't want to go that far.
Okay.
Yes or no?
Yes.
Planned Parenthood.
Yes.
Yes. So, you know what we let happen? We let a vote happen, and nobody said, everybody who's black here, you're lucky to be alive because Margaret Sanger started Planned Parenthood because she wanted to kill you all. She wanted to rid the world of Negroes. That's her words, not mine. Nobody said that, and that resolution got passed.
Mm-hmm.
A more vile organization than Charlie Kirk and Turning Point USA.
Right.
It's our fault.
Right. And it's our fault for electing people that feel that way. We
need to open our mouths.
Last night, the vote went 5-2.
Huh?
Yeah.
4-3 is the only thing I would believe. Four.
And I thought it would be 4-3, or maybe if I get that extra swing vote, but the swing vote didn't come over. But myself and Mike Archer were the only ones voting in favor of this.
So you're saying that Dennis Hancock voted against the resolution for Charlie Kirk?
You can read into what you think it is.
I'm asking you the numbers.
It'll be a good question for him. That's the numbers. I mean, that's the.
So he voted no.
He voted no on this.
Yeah.
So
him and Mike. That's it. Him and Mike Archer.
And I appreciate Mike
Thanks,
going
Mike.
along with this. But
Yeah.
I saw the momentum in the meeting. I saw the momentum in the room. And
I thought for sure Rita Days would have.
I thought our Gretchen would have crossed over, but they all kind of ganged up on this, and I guess folks called them and said, this is what you're going to do and what you're going to vote and how you're going to vote.
Wow.
I think there was outside
There had to
outside
be
interference.
Yeah,
in
there
this.
had to be. Yeah,
there had to be.
So So that went on. That was our big portion of the meeting last night. It was funny that Sam Page got out early before we even got into the discussion after he saw the room was, 2/3 full of people. But he left after his comments early in the meeting. So I guess he didn't want to stick around for the fireworks.
He's a coward.
But we sat there and we made
man.
it through. And, I appreciate both sides of this issue. I understand it. That's what this argument's about. And I think people got so wrapped up into the politics of Charlie Kirk that they're missing the whole boat here, which is this whole argument is about free speech. And here's a gentleman, Charlie, that died in the defense of his free speech and his Christian beliefs, and was professing his Christian beliefs at the moment of his death.
Yeah.
Which is just, unbelievable. But that's the way these things are put together. That's the way the narrative happens in politics sometimes. And it's frustrating. I'm frustrated, but we live to fight another day.
And the person who shot him, he claimed he was a fascist. Charlie Kirk was a fascist, and he did the ultimate fascist move in killing him.
Right.
To silence him.
Well,
he was sick of his speech. You couldn't stop his speech. And that's what a fascist says.
Right. That's what they do. So yeah, it's brought out the worst in a lot of people. And I just don't understand how people in responsible positions like nurses, doctors, airline pilots, you name it, have taken to and been so mesmerized that they've got to make a statement negative on social media and other things. And I don't know if they don't know that they're risking their jobs, but they are. And they've ruined their careers because they couldn't get their fingers off their cell phone.
You know what? If you celebrate anyone's death, you're a special kind of scumbag. That's
anyone,
anybody.
Right.
All right, Mark. You and Mike Archer, I guess you guys fight the fight against the masses.
That's why we're sitting next to each other.
All right. Coming up this weekend, Sunday. Insider. You're the insider.
I am the insider. Yes. So we've got a show we taped last week. We're going to play that this week. And then in the following week, we will have Lieutenant Governor Wassinger on the show, and he will be talking about his first 6 months in the role of Lieutenant Governor.
He's coming in here.
No, he'll be on the phone, but we'll get him. We'll get him in here, and we'll talk about things. What's going on in his life?
He likes us. Dave Wassinger likes us.
Oh yeah.
So who doesn't?
That's right.
Mark, thanks.
Thanks, guys.
All right. That is St. Louis County Council warrior.
Yeah.
Mark Harder. I can't believe it. I can't believe Dennis Hancock voted against it. And he wants to run for county executive.
Yeah.
How does he expect to get Republican votes? All right.
I couldn't be a politician if I was going to have to do that. Seriously, if I had to compromise like that, I don't know. I couldn't do it.
I couldn't either.
I'd be a terrible politician.
All right, Ken, you've seen the video of the boats with the heroin and the fentanyl in it, and it gets blown up.
A little bit, yeah.
Military. How do you feel about that?
Honestly, I like it.
I do too. That's next on 101.9 and 94.1 News Talk STL. Welcome home.
You're listening to the Vic Porcelli Show.
We haven't been able to communicate it in a way that is, let me say another way. I want to be clear.
This is News Talk STL at 101.9, 94.1, 99.1 HD3 and newstalkstl.com. If you have a phone, you have a radio. Download the all-new News Talk STL app.
Love the all-new app.
And listen anytime, anywhere.
Hi, it's Chris Arps, and I've been a customer of Royal Banks, Missouri for many years. They're a full-service, locally owned and operated community bank with 17 locations throughout the St. Louis area, including locations in Hannibal, Jerseyville, Granite City, as well as 2 locations in St. Charles. Plus, given today's headlines in the overall banking industry, it is reassuring to know Royal Banks, Missouri has the highest financial ratings in St. Louis for stability and strength. Royal Banks, Missouri is reinvesting in its hometown University City. They've now opened the doors to their new location at 8550 Olive Boulevard at the corner of Olive and McKnight. Stop by to see their refreshed look with the same exceptional Royal Bank service you know and trust. Learn more about the move in University City by visiting royalbanksofmo.com today. That's Royal Banks of Missouri, the community bank for your community. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Back pain? Follow me to Esquire Sports Medicine, where they've got your back. Esquire is the oldest sports medicine clinic in St. Louis. Dr. Draghi and his team of chiropractors can get you back to work, back to life without the pain. New patients usually scheduled within 24 hours. 314-644-0885. 644-0885. EsquireSportsMedicine.com.
Hey, Mike Ferguson here. And for nearly 40 years, Nutrition Stop has been St. Peter's trusted source for natural living. They've got a great, knowledgeable staff offering more than just products. They provide guidance on your wellness journey with exceptional service. From 100% grass-fed meats like elk and bison and local produce to quality supplements and clean household products. 4101 Mexico Road in St. Peter's, just off the interstate at Cave Springs and Highway 70.
Free speech is alive and well in America right here.
It's about time somebody stood up for true American values.
What this country needs is some backbone.
Finally, a president who wants to make real change.
1019 and 94.1 News Talk STL. Talk lines are open now at 314-912-1019.
You're listening to the Vic Porcelli Show on 1019 and 94.1 News Talk STL. Yo, Vic, how you doing?
I'm a queer person.
Can I ask a dumb question?
Yeah.
When I grew up, calling someone queer was like a slur. Can you tell me what that means? I mean that sincerely. And how is it different than just saying you're lesbian or bisexual or gay?
So it can be different for everyone. It's a spectrum just like anything else. And for me personally, I like everyone.
No, but what does queer mean though?
Queer, it's just a label.
What does the label mean?
It's different for everyone.
I'm not trying to put you as a trap though. I mean this because when I grew up, if I called somebody queer, I would get in trouble.
Yep.
Just give me like a working definition.
Yeah. So queer is just something that you identify as with your sexuality. It can be related to gender too.
Right. But how do you know once you achieve queer? Can you give me saying that anybody can be it doesn't tell me what that thing is. That makes sense?
So it's literally just a identity.
Right. Okay. But right. But like what is that identity? For example, if I were to say I'm a conservative, let me give an example.
Yeah.
A conservative is someone who believes in small government, strong borders, American exceptionalism, the Constitution. How would you then give a definition of queer that someone looking at could say, oh, that is queer, like connect the dots?
Yeah. So
it's true.
You know what else is true? We've said that years ago.
Yeah.
You know, I remember saying to you when we were young, if we called somebody queer, it meant it was bad. It
You
was
got in
bad.
trouble,
You're
yeah.
queer, you know? And now it's like, you're queer. Oh, thank you.
And that was Charlie Kirk, by the way. That was what Charlie Kirk did. He brought the people that disagreed with him and hated him up first. Okay, I want you up first. I want you guys to get up here and talk.
Ken, let me ask you, was he disrespectful to that girl?
Absolutely not. He was actually asking an honest question, but a question, Vic, and this is why there's trouble. He was asking a question that should be asked, but people don't like hearing.
About the queer?
Yes.
Yeah. I just don't understand that there's a language right now that passed me by, you know, queer, furry, like this kid that was with the guy that shot Charlie Kirk, furry.
Yeah, that's been around for quite a while, actually.
Never heard of it. Not until this, but you know, I have not recently, you know.
Right. But it's the same thing. Okay, so then you hear the word queer, they say, oh, I'm a queer.
Yeah.
I'm queer.
Yeah.
And then you say, okay, well, you're queer. And then they go, how dare you?
Same thing.
It's like DEI.
Exactly. Same thing like you were talking about with Ketanji Jackson Brown.
Yeah, right.
Is that her name?
I don't think so.
Okay, that's okay. But wait, what's that for? Did I say it wrong? Is it
Mm,
a
did- Mm-hmm.
Katanji wait, what's that for? Did I say it wrong? Is it Katanji Jackson Brown? That's right.
No,
What's going on here?
Ketanji Brown Jackson.
Oh, Katanji Brown Jackson, not Katanji Jackson Brown. I got to tell you something. You may know this. I think I might have talked to you about it. I took a picture of you before the show one day from off to the right there, but you could see what you do. And you could see the keys. You could see the, what do you call them, hot keys?
Oh, yeah.
That you
yeah,
push to make
yeah.
noises. And somebody was like, where's the key that does Katanji Jackson Brown? I was like, and he loved it. He loved that we do that. How do you not?
It's funny.
When
It's
if you're
fun. It's
any
fun.
serious newscaster, much more serious than me, or journalist or whatever, and you say Katanji Brown Jackson,
You gotta
and-
be thinking in your mind.
Exactly, Ken.
All you're doing, Vic Porcelli, is saying the obvious, stating the obvious.
People don't want to admit it. I never thought of Katanji Jackson Brown. I'm a journalist.
How could I?
How could I ever make that mistake?
would
It's
never.
Katanji Brown Jackson,
That's
not
right.
Katanji Jackson Brown. Okay, there's some people who are just done
It's
with
like,
that right now. So
okay, I'm done.
let's put that away for a little bit.
Okay,
All right, Ken. So I asked you going into the break. Did you see the video of the boat with? Did we play what we were going to play? Yeah, we
No.
did, right?
No.
Yeah, the queer thing.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, okay, yeah. We've seen the video, a boat with fentanyl and heroin in it. My first question is, are these people stupid? They have a boat that looks like a rowboat,
right?
That you'd see in the Creve Coeur Lake. And I don't mean a good rowboat. I mean a piece of crap rowboat.
Full of goodies.
Just right there. Nothing even covering it.
No.
So what do you expect us to do? So that was done. And the next one.
Whenever I see a fire like that on that boat down there in Venezuela, out there in the outskirts of Venezuela in the ocean, I think how many people's lives were saved.
Yeah. I'm glad you brought that up. Because I said to my wife, because they use fentanyl in the hospital for pain.
Yeah.
Fentanyl's not like heroin. I'm sure they used heroin for pain back in the day too. So I shouldn't have said that.
Yeah.
But what's one that's not like Molly or LSD, right?
Yeah.
So I said to my wife, I said, so I thought a tiny little bit on a pencil could kill you. And she's like, well, is it micrograms or milligrams? You know, this is her smart head talking to my stupid head. And, the ones that are milligrams, a little bit will kill you, but micrograms would not. And people would use it for pain.
I can only imagine, though, that the fentanyl that's used in hospitals is medical grade. I mean, it has to be a better version.
It's
of
also
it.
administered in a medical grade dosage.
Yeah.
It started with a patch. There used to be a patch. And it was, what's the word, Ken? Doesn't happen right away.
Time release.
Time release. And, because I'm not going to say that. There are people who steal drugs. I mean, there's people who steal drugs.
Right.
And some of them would take the patch and chew on it.
Oh, really?
After it's been on the patient.
Oh.
Just to get that little bit more fentanyl out of it to be.
Oh, that's horrible.
To get high and then wait and then take care of patients.
That's horrible.
That
is stuff that happens that I would not think of.
Right. So anyway, people were asked about, because this is, I don't want to say the war on drugs, because the war on drugs didn't work because they were going after the wrong people, right?
Yeah.
Get busted in your car with a joint and you go to jail.
Wrong. And the 3 strikes you're out, Joe Biden.
Yeah. Not up the chain, right?
Right.
Up the chain is where you want to go.
That was the problem. You were incarcerating all these people that, they were doing drugs, but okay.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go for the big dogs, but they didn't, and it continued.
So Rasmussen, are they kind of down the middle?
Oh, yeah, they lean a little right, but okay, I said that, but at the same time, the way they do their group, they have a number breakdown there, how many people they ask, and they ask an equal number of people on both sides. So
the latest Rasmussen Reports National Telephone and Online Survey finds that 62% of likely U.S. voters approve of President Trump's use of the military earlier this month against a drug smuggling boat from Venezuela, including 42% who strongly approved the strike, 30% disapprove, including 15 who strongly disapprove.
So a majority accepts this.
I'm going to be a big jerk here, and I'm going to say due process doesn't count in international waters.
It really doesn't. If you're at war, okay, first of all, let's understand that President Trump and his administration calls them domestic. They call them terrorists.
Yeah.
They're classified as terrorists. When you classify someone as a terrorist, there are different rules that apply. And the military can be used at that point.
So this is a drug war, not a war on drugs. Does that make sense?
It's a drug war, yes.
Not a war on drugs.
Correct.
So
yeah, because it's not a war on drugs. It's a war on the cartels that are subscribing those drugs.
Exactly right, Ken. Exactly right. You should do the show. It's your show.
No,
this is you. This show's all about you.
Vic Porcelli Show.
Hey, do you know that heavy metal Senator Nick Schroer is trying to get reelected?
Yes.
And he's got an event coming up tomorrow night. It's the Senate campaign kickoff at 6 p.m. at Stone Ledge Distillery in Defiance, Missouri tomorrow night. Guest speakers, food, drinks, music, all paid for by friends of Nick Schroer, Josh Murphy, treasurer. And you know we like Nick Schroer.
And he is the rock and roll senator.
He is the rock and roll senator. Okay. Chat box is next. I finally got it figured out because I'm a, IT genius.
Yeah, you are.
Uh-huh.
Man, I'll tell you. Who do I think of first when I have computer problems? Vic Porcelli.
What are you saying, Ken?
That's exactly what I'm saying. Don't read anything into it, Vic.
Okay. Chat box is next.
Watch us on our live stream using Rumble, Facebook, and Twitter.
Yo, Vic and Ken, you're the best, the absolute best. Keep taking the whoosh to those crazy radical lefties, my brothers.
The Vic Porcelli Show. News Talk STL.
Hey, it's Susie Moore. If new flooring makes you think hassle, think again, because Michael's Flooring is changing the game. For over 30 years, Michael's has been locally owned and trusted for quality, variety, and amazing service. Whether it's carpet, hardwood, laminate, luxury vinyl, or ceramic tile, their expert team makes installing new floors exciting, not stressful. That's why customers keep coming back. Visit Michael's Flooring at St. Peter's, Starting Prairie, Creve Coeur, or online at igotfloored.com. That's igotfloored.com.
Larry Connors here. Is your home ready for the chilly months ahead? Renewal by Andersen has a buy one, get one 50% off window event. And if you qualify, 18 months, no payments, zero interest. Not sure if it's the right time? Renewal makes it easy. No obligation window inspection. Just find out what new windows might cost when you're ready. No pressure, no hassle. And remember, no one but Renewal by Andersen can offer Fibrex, the proprietary window frame material, 200% stronger than vinyl. Means durability, efficiency, beauty that lasts every season. What are you waiting for? Call 877-WINDOWS or visit rbastl.com and get your consultation. Renewal by Andersen. Superior products, exceptional service.
Looking for a hardware store that treats you like family? Welcome to True Value Schneider's Hardware, your local gem in Old Town St. Peters. For over 100 years, we're proudly serving St. Charles County, providing everything from lawn and garden supplies to plumbing and electrical. Need a bolt or fastener? We've got you covered. And don't forget, we're a steel dealership. Whether you need sales, parts, or service, ask for Charlie or Jerry when you come in. We're here to help. Call 636-278-4461 or visit us online at truevalue.com/Schneiders.
Talk lines are open now at 314-912-1019. The Vic Porcelli Show.
Woosh, whoosh.
Made in St. Louis for St. Louis. It's News Talk STL.
Hey, oh, let's go. Ramones right there. Ramones, I said right there.
Oh, yeah.
So get rid of them now. They're done. Ramones are done.
They're done.
For now.
Oh.
Ken, I apologize for my negligence on not looking at our app for Facebook or chat box stuff.
Right.
So I'm gonna do that first today.
Sure.
Yeah. I wonder, is Philly's Karen Elizabeth Warren? Just asking. Remember Ball Snatcher Karen?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
She kind of looked like Pocahontas a little bit.
She did.
Yeah. Hi, Vic, Ken, husband, and I are graduates of Marquand. Remember we had a guest on. Oh, you weren't here. We had a guest called Mark Quan.
Yeah.
And I told him he didn't know. There's a rural town in Missouri called Marquand, and his name is Mark Quan.
Right.
It was fun. He didn't know. It was cool. But Sarah and her husband both graduated from Marquand. They can have gays and trans on the White House lawn exposing themselves. That sounds like it's right out of one of our conversations.
Yeah.
Person's frustration. Thanks, Vic and Tim. Appreciate your support of our military families. So you don't appreciate our military families. They would have said your name right now.
Yeah, I know.
I'm kidding.
I know.
Shut up. I'm kidding. The paintball team I am on uses Discord to keep in touch about what games as a team we want to play.
Yeah, they're and my group, my clan in World of Warships, that's how we communicate. When we do a thing called clan battles, we actually go live on Discord, and that's how we communicate.
So that's what it was originally created for, gamers talk to each other.
Yes.
Now it's assassin group.
So now what's happened, apparently and unfortunately, what's happening is Discord is being commandeered by bad people.
That's why we can't have nice things. All right, Facebook first, since I found it finally. Scotty Downey, our favorite Navy chief. Good morning, gents and fellow Vic heads.
Hi, good night, everybody.
Remain Charlie strong. Patriots and freedom lovers, have a blessed day, everyone.
Thanks, Scotty. Thanks, Chief.
Scooter says the confession sounds personal rather than political. It's not really a confession officially.
No.
It was a little chat with his little furry friend. Scooter also says, I interpreted Robinson's actions as an attempt to provide his roommate / lover and parents with credible alibis, which they all needed.
Now, that sounds a little more conspiratorial. However, I do kind of give some credence to that possibility.
I don't know. I think the father put 2 and 2 together pretty quickly.
I think he did too. The father, at least. I mean, and if that's the case to where the father was surprised, then you've got to kind of say, okay, his lover was also surprised.
Oh, of course, yeah. Good morning, freedom fighters, from Tom. Thanks, Tom. Good morning, Vic Patriots. Thank Amy. Kathleen says, good morning, Bam Bam. GMFFVH. So glad I listened to you two. About that reporter, I think he's a flamer.
Oh.
The guy who read the Discord. I'm assuming that conversation between the kid and the flamer was on Discord.
Yeah, no, it was probably text messages. It could have been either. It could have been anything.
I don't think they told us.
They didn't tell us.
Which, again, is part of the problem.
Yeah.
They never tell us the full story.
But that reporter, you say, what about him?
Maybe a flamer.
A little bit.
Are you the guys homosexual? Remember Stripes?
Yeah.
Bill Murray and
John.
Nope. Anyway, they were enlisting in the army, and the guy goes, "Are either of you guys homosexual?" And Bill Murray goes, "You mean like flaming?"
A little bit.
Thanks, Barb, for getting us into that. Jeff Gerlach, if they voted for St. Floyd or St. Brown, they better vote for Charlie Kirk.
See? So true.
Jeff, great Great job. And Jeff also says it's hard to follow liberal logic. You know why, Jeff? Because there isn't any. There's no logic. The words liberals and logic do not fit in the same sentence.
There you go.
And Ken said to Scooter, wow, Scooter, you're being more cynical than I am.
You're mocking me, aren't you?
Saying something. No, I'm mocking Ken Williams. Now, hold on a moment, says Jeff. I get confused. I don't know which party is worse. Our party lies, one party lies, brainwashes people, and is corrupt, and the other party allows it. He's 1,000% correct.
And that's what we talk about all the time.
And we're just two guys here. We're just two guys with a St. Louis radio show. Granted, somebody's listening in Scotland on
exactly
a
right.
bus or something like that.
Neil.
Oh, Neil, but that's all we can do is put ideas in people's heads. There are people here who are connected somehow to somebody in a larger sphere than we're in to say, why did we let this happen?
I consider myself a common sense conservative, not Republican in any way.
I just want us to do the right thing. I want us to be on the offensive. I don't want us to allow Antifa to use a word that means anti-fascist when they're the fascists. Open your eyes.
And who was the person that wrote that?
Jeff Gerlach.
See, what Jeff's saying, though, is that we're not being on the offensive enough as Republican
Exactly
party.
right.
Yeah.
We allowed it. We're the party that allows it. You're right, Jeff. Gentlemen should always open the door for a lady, and a lady should always say, thank you. You're welcome.
All I know is my wife loves it, and I do it all the time. I've never not let her. I've always opened the door for her in the car, whatever.
Right. This is stupid, and I don't like pat myself on the back. This is something that happened. My wife, you know, Johnny Henry, singer. His name was John Hose before he was Johnny Henry.
Oh yeah.
He had a band called Daisy Chain.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
We were good friends with them. They used to live right across the street from us. And we were good friends with them. And I think John was playing at the pageant one night. And I told his wife and my wife, just wait under the thing. Don't get wet. I'll be right back. So I brought the car around and I put it in park. And then I opened the door and I raced around the car and opened the door for both of them. And when I closed the door, Jody says to Jessica, does he always do this? And she was like, every time. Just saying. It's okay to be a gentleman is what I'm trying to say.
It's okay.
Ken.
Yeah.
Sam Racanelli. Oh,
Hey,
Racanelli's.
Sam.
Oh, my God. Boycott the NFL. They supported BLM. Charlie Kirk assassinated. NFL does nothing to share this. I have to give credit to 7 NFL teams who did put Charlie's name and picture up on the board.
The teams, yes, but unfortunately, I'm so far removed from the NFL at this point. I love college football, but I'll tell you, man, NFL, I just can't watch it.
Yeah. Yeah, I have nothing I can say. You're right. So Kathleen is a step ahead of us. So when will Dennis be on to talk? Dennis Hancock.
Well, that's in the process. Hopefully he'll reply. But...
Paul Spool says a shout out to Mi Lupita Mexican restaurant in Baldwin for again sponsoring Smoking for Veterans Barbecue Bash competition October 25th at Clancy's Irish Pub in Ellisville.
24th or 25th?
This says the 25th.
Yeah, I believe it's 24th, to be honest with you.
So you're telling me Paul's wrong?
Well, maybe he just had a little typo.
That picture that I showed you of him with the cigar in his mouth?
Yeah, I'm not
looking
saying
like
he's
a
wrong.
badass.
I'm not saying he's wrong.
Because his flyer says the 25th.
Okay, then I'm wrong, Paul. And I fully admit it, 100% Paul.
God bless you guys for listening to this show. My God.
Thank you.
You guys, talk show hosts, are our bridge from the constituent sphere to that other sphere you're talking about. Jason, it's the problem is getting that information across the bridge to the other spheres that are out there, because Ken and I only have so much reach. I mean, don't get me wrong. We want to be heard worldwide, and we can be.
Well, we're in Scotland today.
Right. If you just get the app. What's his name? Neil?
Neil
just realized, he's like, my God, this phone is radio.
Yes.
And he got on the bus, and he's listening to us from Scotland, so thank you. Wow, Ed is really excited about being first today. 1-1-1.
Go ahead.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America. No fair elections.
No peace.
No fair tariffs.
No peace.
President hanging with the king in UK Trump.
Yep.
Good morning, double whoosh hump day.
Whoosh.
Dry hump day.
Yeah,
too.
it is. It is.
Good morning.
We squeeze in a dry hump day
Thank
under
you,
partly
Matt.
sunny skies.
Got it. All you beautiful, mega, ultra patriotic, deplorable, garbage, degenerate, freedom fighting, God fearing, Vic head weirdos. Whoosh. Hey, lib turds. How's that FAFO working out?
Oh.
So that stands for. Don't even look at. I'm not going to do that again. I did that once.
Yeah,
I'll never do
was
it again.
close.
Didn't the family say at a family dinner that he talked about his hate for Charlie? I'm pretty sure they had some idea.
No, look.
Allison, I get what you're saying, but saying I hate Charlie Kirk at dinner one night does not say, hey, I'm going to kill Charlie Kirk.
No.
Because I think what she's asking is, could the father have prevented this if he was a little more?
Yeah, I don't, honestly,
astute?
I think when you're, especially because I have relatives that are left-leaning.
I've heard about
and
them.
they say some crazy crap. And I still care about them. Some of them. There are a couple I'm just like, you're irredeemable. Get away from me. But, none of them have killed anybody, thank God.
And more than likely will not.
Most likely won't, yeah.
That crazy old dude was arrested for child porn on his phone. I didn't hear that. That's news to me.
I think I did read that.
That's the guy who I believe was saying, I have the right to remain silent.
Yeah, I think so.
Can they geo-track their phones to know where they were during the texts? I guess they can. I think it's water under the bridge right now.
No, I don't think so, Vic. I think that's a good point, and they're probably investigating all of that right now.
Oh, I see. To see if this furry kid was aiding and abetting.
Yeah, because if anybody else was involved, I mean, supposedly there are like 40 people that are of interest right now that they're looking at.
Ash said they'll investigate him. I forget the terminology. He was all the way up or all the way down or whatever it is. The supposed text between the shooter and the roommate look and sound scripted, not texts between two Gen X, Gen Z gamers. I'm not buying these texts. Hey, you know what? That's fine.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I mean, I know there are a lot of people out there who don't believe any of it.
Any new idea? Yeah, you guys have, throw them at us, man. We welcome any and all new ideas that we may not be thinking of. That's why I would like to know when they are texting and they're sitting right next to each other. That could very well
That's
be.
a great point, and that is actually doable. That's something that they can find out about.
That is a very good point. Coyote says leftists celebrating the Kirk assassination reminds me of the people who celebrated the assassination of the United Healthcare CEO. The press goes out of their way to garner sympathy for the shooter. This Luigi Mangione.
Yeah, it's nuts, man.
Girls were
it's crazy.
swooning over him after he shot that guy. So doesn't some thought process come into your head and say, well, if he shot that guy, why wouldn't he shoot me? He pissed me off.
These are any of those people, any of those women like that. They've got to screw loose. You see them on videos all the time, screaming into their phone at whomever will watch the video, and I do just to get a good laugh.
And women who write letters to people in prison, right?
They've got a problem. Sorry, you something happened along the way.
Ed says everything continues to smell fishy. I started to let it go. Okay, they got the kid, let it go. Now with all the stuff people are saying, maybe I'm not ready to move on yet.
I think we need to give them time to do something with it.
The criminal intelligence analysts and or law enforcement officers have the telephone tower information and already have the location timelines. This is a conspiracy, more than a week of prep. That is from Sea Turtle. Thank you so much. The Washington Guard is looking for businesses or individuals to sponsor seats for the first responders or put an ad in our event program. Come and join us. Change is coming. Skydance Media, led by Dave Ellison, purchased Paramount Global, the parent company of CBS, in an $8 billion merger that closed in August of 2025. The acquisition ends decades of family control by the Redstones and ushers in a new era for a combined entity now called Paramount, a Skydance company. You know, Stephen Colbert won an Emmy when his show tumbled in the ratings, lost $40 million a year. What's the criteria to win an Emmy? If he won it with all that baggage, what do you got?
Joe, he's got real quick.
Hi, Joe. Go ahead real quick, bud. You got about 30 seconds. Make it count.
Las Vegas shooter. Still haven't heard anything more.
You're right.
Trump, that guy did get on the roof by himself. And Alex Jones is saying there was a second shooter at the Charlie Kirk event.
Second shooter or second person ready to shoot?
No, second shooter. There was another shooter at the Charlie Kirk event that Alex Jones thinks he's got the video of it. So
Alex Jones is not always wrong. He's not always wrong.
No, I mean he's big on other things, but sometimes
all right,
he's
Joe.
not wrong.
Anything else pressing? We got to run.
No, Vic, that was it. Great show.
Thank you, baby. Thank you so much. All right,
See you,
when will Antifa be declared a domestic terrorist group? Yes. Vic and Ken, your V for V logo is really awesome. Thank you. Vic for Vets logo. We'll do anything we can in our power to help out veterans.
And please send us your favorite veteran honoree so we can talk about them.
You also need doormat News Talk STL. Welcome. Why don't we have welcome mats that say welcome home? Ken,
amazing idea.
What the hell's the matter?
The Vic head.
Yes.
Okay.
The Vic heads are awesome. Puck wall. I don't know. Puck wall. Good morning, fellow Patriot Vic and Ken heads. Ken heads.
Wow, that's wild.
I didn't get a chance to chime in yesterday, but thanks for covering the rules for radicals in the Lib Turds playbook all Patriots should be familiar with.
Yeah.
Hey, how you doing?
All right. Anyone have Jeff's number? Jeff who?
This is taking forever.
Okay, get off my back. Get out of my ass. And Ken, that's it. That's all we thank you, everybody. Thank you so much. Oh my God, would it kill you? Would it kill you to hit the like button for God's sake? Listen to our podcast. Ken works on those very, very hard. You can get it at wherever you get podcasts. That's all I have to say. The great Chris Arps is next for Jamie Allman. He'll take you through the next couple of hours. Thank you for having the record player on at night to listen to us this morning.
Make sure you have the record player on at night.
And Kenny and I will see you tomorrow morning at 9 on 101.9 and 94.1.
Gutter Pros, your all-in-one gutter service team that brings years of experience and quality that's affordable right to your doorstep. We discovered Gutter Pros a few years ago when we bought our home and inherited a gutter issue that was on the road to becoming a potentially big problem, but thanks to Gutter Pros was stopped before causing any major damage. They've also repaired the siding on our home because along with gutter repair, gutter installation, and leaf protection, the Gutter Pros are also the best for siding repair and installation. Learn about all the ways Gutter Pros can help your home at gutterpros.com.
Is your retirement income at risk if you or your spouse needs nursing home or in-home care? Hi, I'm Eric Robert, Director of Investments with the ClearPath Wealth Management Group at Stifel and host of On the Money, Saturday mornings at 9 on News Talk STL 1019. The cost of long-term care is one of the biggest risks in retirement planning. For many retirees, a single nursing home stay can cause a significant reduction in assets that can permanently reduce your retirement income. Fortunately, there are affordable and flexible options available today that can help you manage the cost of long-term care. Our team can help you address the risks relevant to your retirement, including long-term care. To schedule your free retirement plan consultation, go to clearpathinvesting.com. That's clearpathinvesting.com or call us at 636-695-2650. That's clearpathinvesting.com or 636-695-2650. Stifel Nicholas and Company Incorporated, member SIPC and NYSE.
Jamie Ullman here with the great Eric Swanson of Newstetter's Fine Jewelers, Doherty Ferry and Big Bend. Tell me about Wow Diamonds.
Wow Diamonds. We call them that because when people come in and look at the diamonds, everyone says, wow. We feature those in natural diamonds, the mine diamonds. They're perfectly cut, polished, and proportioned. Not all diamonds come out of the cutting process the same, and ours are perfect. That's why they're called Wow Diamonds.
Newstetter's Fine Jewelers right there at Doherty Ferry and Big Bend, wowdiamonds.com.
KLGY HD3 Clayton, K270BW Bellefonte, KNBS Bowling Green. This is News Talk STL at 1019, 94.1, and always streaming at newstalkstl.com.
Think about what you'd think about at the time. We squeeze in a dry hump day under partly sunny skies.
Breaking news this hour from Town Hall. I'm John Scott. British pageantry at Windsor Castle. President Trump relishing in the glow of a British royal spectacle during his second state visit. He was greeted at Windsor Castle by King Charles, military honor guards, and mounted troops before paying a private tribute at Queen Elizabeth II's tomb. The president, accompanied by First Lady Melania, attended a musical performance on the castle grounds. An opening day full of ceremony will give way to the real work Thursday, when the president and British Prime Minister Keir Starmer meet. A suspect taken into custody after a driver rammed a car into a security gate at the FBI building in Pittsburgh, then removed an American flag from the back seat and